I have to call me Derp.
Okay.
Or
Derp.
term.
My name's Evan, guys. Come on.
Yeah, bro. Where'd I go?
Say what?
What's going on, everybody?
What was that?
Wendigo? What?
Hello.
We're
Wait,
live.
Wendigos. That's what it was.
Welcome everybody.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing today?
Well, good.
All right.
Gordon,
all
I
right.
think everybody is in the wrong spot, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Oh, yes.
Everyone is in the
Yeah.
right spot.
Really, in my opinion, as well.
I have no
Actually,
idea
I'm
how
fine.
that
You can just
works.
leave me where I am.
Gordon, why do you want
Oh.
me to take on that responsibility? I keep telling you I don't
I
want
know,
it.
it's because you guys keep switching somehow. Alright, let's
special
we'll fix this
episode?
as we go. We'll fix this as we go.
Special
But you
episode.
can start
Special
talking. I can
episode.
drag stuff around.
One shot?
One shot, we all
Um,
play each other's characters. Sarah DMs.
I can do a one shot off the cuff, sure.
Uh-oh.
So who's correct?
Sounds
It's
easy.
Just
So you start
David
in the
and I.
tavern.
Weird.
Have fun playing
Ooh.
Adlith, Joel.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. I gotta pull up the stream. Who am I playing as? Who am I?
You're Mac.
Who am I?
Well,
I am no one.
Oh. I can do a low southern drawl. I can try it out.
Low draw.
Oh, Joel, I want to hear your best Adlith impression.
Hello. I love my egg. It's such a sweet egg.
Ooh, and I've got my pot of dirt waffles.
Dirt?
God, love it.
Everyone
Well.
was shifted like specifically one to the right. It's kind of weird.
I mean, I was fine.
Yeah, it was me and you, David, were fine for some reason. I don't know how that happened.
Wow, you're such a great stream manager, dude.
Oh,
That's what I'm
what is
saying.
it?
Oh.
I'm very experienced at this.
Last, what is it? I know what happened. Last session, I think. What is it, Joel? Didn't you have a problem with your webcam? So that's how come everything shifted. I think.
Oh, yes, because
That's
he
why.
was the
That's
last
why.
camera last time, and I forgot that.
Yeah, well, if he
Yeah,
was a good
yeah.
manager, he'd already have it, you know.
Yeah, you already have it all already
Yeah.
set up.
Before he said
Alright,
As if nothing ever happened.
We got there. We're in the right
Throw it off
spots
Steam
now.
because we're worried about
We're
dying.
here, we're
It's
here.
fine.
Yeah. We
By the
made it.
way, I made a promise on our nights off
Yes.
stream to the 3 people that were watching, and I don't know if the 1 subscriber we got since then is this person, but Froggies_331. I love you, boo.
Hell yeah.
Love
we
Froggies.
keep promises.
Best.
We keep
There we are.
promises.
All right, let's play some D&D,
Take
guys.
it away.
You guys ready?
Oh, yeah,
let's go,
yeah.
let's go.
That's why we're here.
So, Sarah, do you have your new character written out?
No! Don't put that on me.
Backup character
I
ready.
spent a whole Saturday writing that backstory.
One day lost. All right, so to continue our adventure, we left off. I guess we didn't live off. We started our last episode with Eggval, Adlith, Ren, and Castus, all leaving the club, the Arrow, which was a criminal ran by a criminal organization in the town of Elbador. The club itself ran by a man named Snow, Cade Snow, which you guys were kind of directed towards this club by the mayor to investigate the imp attack that happened town. Exiting, you mentioned to the group that was waiting outside, which consisted of Isaiah, Redrick, Caldor, who were waiting, kind of fixing a broken down cart in the middle of the road and cleaning up, everything that you had talked about. Pretty much that this Snow figure has kind of given you guys a new mission for him to, in return, to get information about, or what he knows in terms of the imp attack on Elbador, since he did say that he knew some information. After a contract was signed by let's just say a risky Castus, an agreement was made to head into the Chondalwood to fill up this little vial which he had given you, with what he says is water um, coming from a specific grove, which he named a Looming Grove, a little bit north of Elberdor. After you exited the arrow, you informed Redrick that Mr. Snow had some information also about a character named Sloane, which Redrick had told Caldor a little bit later that it owes him money. So Redrick is looking for this man, which may or may not be true. Caldor believes that there might be a little bit more behind it. After the discussion was had and agreement was made that the next morning they would travel into the Chondalwood, the characters decided to head back to the happy home where they would get some rest. Some conversations were had, some beds were ruined, and some beds were made. Um, and the next morning, you all woke up, refreshed, and ready for a new day. You completed some task in town, visiting the herbalist Castia one more time to buy some potions and have some interesting conversations with her. Some gifts were bought um, for specific people. And while that was happening, Caldor and Castus, who attempted to follow Caldor, headed back towards the monastery of Ilmater, in which he approached some of the brothers there about specific questions that he had. He was specifically looking for some holy water, which he was informed that he did not have. But he was given a symbol of Ilmater just for returning and kind of showing a goodwill. The last time that he was there, Caller kind of was standoffish with the brothers. After catching the sneaky Castus following him, they had a brief conversation about some dreams that those two were having. And those two pretty much figured out that they were more similar than they probably first believed after this interesting conversation. Once gathered again, the party ventured north into the Chondalwood. Our friendly Adlith, who seems so giddy and all but also nervous while she's in town, kind of switched gears as she led the party through what she considers, her home. Her demeanor completely changed. She went from the nervous Furball to a more, how would you say, intense or more focused as she led these adventurers through the forest, who obviously none of them had no experience traveling through a forest like this. Maybe Eggval a little bit, but nonetheless. A few hours within their travels, they came upon a large stone with a leaf carved into it, big oak leaf, and it seemed like there were offerings kind of scattered around the leaf or the bottom of the stone. Investigating a little bit more, kind of wearily, they figured out that this was a stone. The symbol represented Sylvanas, the god Sylvanas, which is the goddess of nature, goddess of forests. Whatever you would like to pin the description on that Sylvanas. They cover a wide range of different things. But anyway, as they kind of got closer, Caldor felt some heat emanating from his pocket, and whenever he reached in, he pulled out the recently acquired symbol of Ilmater, and as he did, it had burned up into ash, and kind of the ash just floated to the ground, and nothing was left but the strap that the wooden symbol was attached to. Deciding not to mess with this stone anymore, the companions moved on. And about 6 or 7 hours worth of travel through the forest, you began to come across broken parts of ruins. Small pieces of walls and statues kind of scattered this area. And the foliage slowly turned into more rocky and dirt. And as you continued to travel, you found a path that you started taking. It seemed to either be man-made or some sort of a path that you guys had come across. And getting closer and closer, you could see some tents on the top of a hillock. Trying to be as stealthy as possible, Atlas screaming out for her friend, Lillian, you all approached, passing a very interesting statue that was a hooded figure holding a bowl that had no face or features. You kind of walked up a winding path. And in the camp, you found what you would say a massacre. Well, not a massacre. There are 3 dead bodies, kind of dismembered in different ways. Men, which all 3 of them were. Some missing limbs, some torn from the inside out. And investigating a little bit more, you notice that moss was actually growing out of some of the larger wounds on the edges and inside. Before you got any further into your investigation, Ren, kind of sticking to the outskirts of the campsite here, noticed something fall right beneath her, or not beneath her, but behind her. And turning around, she saw a beast. A not so friendly beast, I would say. This beast is four-legged. It almost looks like a large dog in size. It is covered in moss and vines. It looks like it's completely composed of moss and vines, and a very wide open mouth with these three long purplish slimy tongues kind of whipped out. And we ended the session as it leapt upon her. So we're going to go to the battle screen now, and we're going to
Let's go,
start off by
Blue.
rolling initiative.
Logo.
Hey, all right,
Oh, I
here we
forgot we're
go.
using real. I forgot this is real dice time. Oh shit.
All right,
Fuck. I am not.
come on, rainbow dice.
My cookies.
Oh, gross.
Ooh, nat 20.
Oh my god, me too.
No,
Oh,
we're ready.
Wait,
Holy
We're not
God,
ready.
is that 4 of us?
Holy shit.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna wish I saved this for later.
Yeah.
I rolled a
Honestly.
7.
I rolled a 6, so I have a
I
9.
will bring us over to the map. Give me one moment.
Very nice.
Bada bing.
Bottom.
Oh God. More than one.
Oh look. Oh.
Oh yeah, there are
whoa.
quite a few.
Of course, there's more than one.
It's not alone.
Oh, there's one at the bottom. There's one at the bottom. Shit.
And as you guys are kind of hear Ren screaming, two other beasts appear out of the forest, slowly, kind of in this low growl. They're kind of stalking up against you, and they all begin to sprint at you. So, while Gordon figures that out,
Hey,
we
you
will.
can see it on stream.
Hey.
Hold on.
Hey.
get initiative.
See a couple of
So, 25 to 20.
Oh, 20.
23.
23.
22.
Wow. Wow. See, a nat 20 on initiative for me still puts me below 20.
I'm sorry.
Okay, 20 to 15.
19.
Okay. 15 to 10. Ooh. 10
The
to
long
5.
hike, the old bones are sort of
7.
9.
Dang, they're really sore, huh?
four. Oh, 4.
Oh,
Hurt.
That's why you're saving the
Dad.
big rolls. You're saving the big roll.
Bringing our
Okay,
average
with the
down.
4. Unfortunately, none of the, or I guess, or fortunately, none of you really noticed that these creatures were here, and they get a surprise round. So
Oh,
Oh,
great.
shit.
Jeepers.
this one's going to rush up here.
Oh,
I'm just.
sorry, Ren, you're gonna have to fend for
Comfy and-
yourself.
Yeah, I'm comfy in the
Yeah.
middle.
I was coming. Not now.
This one runs up the castles.
Oh,
So
shit.
we're going to start with the first one up top, attacking Ren. And it's going to jump at you and attempt to bite you. That is going to be a 10 to hit.
Missed.
Okay. As it, you kind of dodge quickly out of the way, not really
Just
noticing
like
its
that.
presence, just like that.
Just like that.
Alrighty. The next one that rushes quickly up is going to attack Kaldor.
Okay.
That is going to be a 14 to hit.
Miss.
14. You quickly, already kind of having your blade at the ready, kind of remove it from the ground and kind of parry this thing away. Turns and is ready to attack again. And the last one is going to rush up to you, Castus. Attempt to bite at you. That is going to be a 20 to hit.
Ooh, that just hits. It just barely hits.
All right. That is going to be 8 points of piercing damage as this thing
Ooh, ouch.
latches onto you, and you feel a burn as it kind of removes its jaws from your arm, and you can see the wound is beginning to blister and bubble as whatever saliva this thing has is not friendly. All right, it's going to take us to the top of the round. It is going to be Eggball to start.
Okay. All right. So for bonus action, I am going to. Well, I guess having to see we're beginning to get surrounded. For what is it? First, my attention was toward Ren. So what is it? I'm gonna check around us real quick. Look back toward Ren and just do like a quick hand motion, kind of sort of like a quick like push or whatever. And I'm just gonna say, check pocket. And you feel a warmth in one of your pockets. And if you happen to check it, it is of your choice. Was it what you think Ren's favorite snack or treat would be? And you have gained a inspiration. That's a D6. And I'm then gonna turn and look toward the one on Castus, and I am going to cast.
Yes.
I'm gonna cast. I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers at it. So in what is it? In Giant, I am what is it? I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna start just sort of like a very low, quiet chant.
Let's hear it.
That's. Go ahead.
Let's hear it.
Oh,
Low
well, I don't
quiet
know.
chant.
Low quiet chant.
Yeah, I don't
On the spot.
Nah, it's a low, quiet chant. That's all.
You can't hear
Yeah.
it. Too low and
That-
quiet.
Okay.
I was
Too
gonna
low,
say
too
which
quiet.
I guess Adlith. I guess like even I guess with Adlith it'd be like a little difficult to hear, but actually Castus would hear it much closer. It's sort of like weird and kind of like echoey, like down like a hallway type of thing. So it needs to make a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw.
Okay, wisdom. That is going to be a fail with a 9.
And then I know I clicked it on roll 20, but I'm gonna roll the damage. Is that okay?
Just you don't need to click it on roll 20. Just roll it.
Yeah, I clicked it by accident. I'm so used to roll 20. What is fucking 3d6? Yay! I get to roll that. Man, I don't get to do this. Oh me. Okay. So that's a total of 8 points of psychic damage.
8 points of psychic.
Sick.
And I will. I'll unsheath my longsword, and take it from my back, and just kind of like have it at the ready. That'll be my. I'll stick where I am. That's my turn.
Okay. I'm pretty sure on Dissonant Whispers, the creature has to move away from you as well. Am I correct?
It does.
Oh,
yeah.
I think
Failed
if they fail the
save,
save.
and must immediately use its reaction if available to move far as its speed allows away from you.
Just gonna head back this way.
Can I make an attack of opportunity?
You may, as you see it like, kind of give this low whimper as it like, kind of trots away
I
from
see.
you, hops over the
I
fire.
shout out, "You cowardly bitch!" And that is it's a 14 with a 5. So I have my dagger out, and so that is a 19 to hit.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. Come on. Ugh. Okay. That would be a 4 points of damage.
Points of slashing damage.
Cool.
As it kind of whimpers and rush by, you just quickly give it a slice as it runs past you. Okay. Anything else, Egg?
I think I do want to move. Yeah, I'm gonna. Fuck. Yeah, I'm just gonna move here.
Oh.
Okie dokie. Adlith, it is your turn.
No, Ren! And she's gonna turn around. She's going to raise her bow that she had up And as you watch, she's gonna aim at the one in front of Ren, but there's this green glow that like it's on like the flank of the creature that like morphs into a bullseye as she lets it go. She's gonna cast Hunter's Mark on it.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, she
and
will.
Attack. Okay, 11 plus 7.
That hits.
Okay. And then it's gonna take. Ooh! 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points of damage.
15 points of
Absolutely.
damage.
Nice.
Very nice.
Okay.
As it's about to leap at you, Ren, in midair, an arrow kind of sends it skidding into the ground. You see dirt kind of poof as the leaves are scattered around it. It slowly gets back up and readies itself. You see the 3 tongues. It's obviously wounded. Anything else, Adler?
Yeah,
yeah.
she's gonna. Actually, no, she is quite cozy right in the middle of everybody else. All the meat shields.
Redrick, you were
Meat
next.
shields.
All right. I was kind of like look around and be like, all right, let's do it, and kind of like hunches over a bit and like you see like a little bit of like the smoky breath start to come out from under his hood as his arm like kind of like bulks up and extends a bit and becomes this dragon claw as I'll enter a rage as a bonus action.
A dragon rage.
Yes. And then I will kind of go running over here and like swing around behind this thing, and I'm gonna try and grapple it from behind, kind of like put my left arm like around its head and like pull it back. So
Okie dokie.
I have advantage on this while I'm raging because it is a strength check.
Okay.
Got that. Athletics is a 19.
It rolled a 14. It fails.
Nice.
All right.
And
And
you
then
kind of wrap onto the back of this thing's
Yeah,
neck.
like, got it
When
right
you
here.
do, it is quite sharp. These like spines that are kind of protruding from the back of its neck and down its back begin to cut you as you do. But you grit your teeth, and you just kind of hold on to this thing.
cool. And I will like look at Ren. You kind of see the hood come up for a second, and like while he's raging, you notice that even more of his face is like draconic, kind of like crosses over like a little bit over halfway, and his other eye's yellow as well. And I'll just say like, "Get the hell out of here!"
Okay.
and then that'll be my turn.
All right. Caldor, you are up. Calder, sorry, I keep adding an O to that end of
Yeah.
that name.
Wait,
You'll get it, man. You'll get it.
What about? Just a question. Didn't Joel roll same as me?
I rolled a
A
9.
9. He rolled a
A
9.
9. Oh, okay. Sorry.
9.
9?
9.
But just Calder.
9.
So having deflected with my greatsword and seeing Egg kind of run up next to me, I'm gonna give Egg a little nod, and then start to sidestep around. We are flanking, right? We're using that rule.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I will step over there. I'm gonna take a big old swipe. Okay. 16 to hit.
16 hits.
9 plus 4 for 13 points of damage.
13 points of damage. All right. As you kind of take a big swipe of this thing, you can see that vines and bark and all this kind of nature-y like material kind of like scatters onto the ground as it gives a little yelp as you kind of ready yourself.
Yep, I'll just put my guard back up, and that's my turn.
Okay, Castus, you were up next.
Okay. I am going to move here so I can be a little closer to the party in case shit goes down. And I'm gonna drop my dagger so I can have a free main hand my pistol, and I'm firing at this chuckle fuck right there.
Chuckle fuck.
Yeah. 12.
12, that'll miss. As you
Damn
kind of turn and aim, let off a shot, it just instinctively ducks out of the way, a little too quick for you.
All right. I
Anything else?
believe I can action surge, and I'm gonna try firing one more time.
Okay. Fire away.
Ooh, that's It's a 19 plus 5. It's 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right, so 1d10 plus 3. All right, let's try you. Here we go. Oh, that fell on the ground. You're dead. Okay. That is 9 points of damage.
9 points of piercing damage. This one
Alright,
finds
that
the
was-
back of this thing's hind leg, and it sends it kind of skidding into the dirt as it's about to attack Caldor again. But it readies itself. 2 loud blasts ring out into the forest here as a pistol kind of spooks the majority of you. Adlith, your ears are just ringing, being so close to him at this point.
I hate
Here
that
we
thing.
Just kind of looks at it. He kind of gives you like this apologetic look, like "Sorry," and that is the end of my turn.
Okay, it is the Thornies' turn.
Damn it.
At the start of their turn, Redrick, you will take.
Okay.
Let me make sure I know exactly what it is here. Yeah, you will take 3 points of piercing damage as you feel the spines that you were grappling onto begin to grow and pierce into your skin as you are grappling onto this thing.
And you said that's piercing,
3 points
so
of hug
half?
damage.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, 3 half to 1.
Cool.
Okay. Also, all of you notice as they kind of are regaining their composure after giving you a surprise, you see any kind of damage that you had inflicted on them. The vines kind of begin to grow over the wounds. You hear this like nasty like
Oh.
sound as the vines kind of like are repairing the wounds.
Oh no.
Around them.
Oh dear.
No bueno.
Make sure I'm doing that correct. Okay, and it's going to be their turn. We will start with this one down here. It's going to rush back up here behind you, Caldor, and it's going to bite out at you.
Some bitch.
So that is going to be a 24 to hit.
Oh, I mean, you know, yeah, if you insist.
That hits, huh? Okay, so that is going to be 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Once again, you feel the burning pain of whatever the saliva is on this one. And this one here is also going to attack. Well, let's see. Yep, is going to attack you as well.
Oh, good.
Realizing that is having a little bit of an advantage here. 21 to hit.
Yeah.
That is only going to be 5 points of piercing damage this time.
Yeah, only. Okay.
Level 2.
Yeah. Okay. I'm still up.
Right.
Not dead yet.
And this grappled one is going to attempt to bite at you as you are on top of it, Redrick, seeing you as the immediate threat. That is going to be a 21 to hit.
That hits.
So that is going to be 9 points of piercing damage, reduced to half because you're raging. 4. And that is going to be their turn. Isaiah,
Ouch.
you are next to react.
I think Bren goes before I do, doesn't she?
Ren, sorry. Yep,
7. Okay.
7.
Alright. Bonus action disengage. Gonna scramble away and get here, and as I'm running, I'm like backpedaling, and I'm gonna shoot an arrow at it and just say to Redrick, okay, hold still. And that will be a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
And then that's sneak attack as well.
Oh boy, here we go. The rogue sneak attack.
All right, let's see. So that is 12.
12 points
Damage.
of piercing damage.
Yes.
Nice.
Kind of backpedaling. Let the arrow, and it pierces its neck as you're holding it, Redrick. You kind of feel it fall limp in your hands for a moment, and then it rights itself and is still struggling to get out of your grasp. Anything else, Ren?
That is my turn.
Okay. It is Isaiah. Big Daddy Isaiah. It's been a moment since you last got into combat.
Well, been a day.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Before that, it has
Before
been a
that.
little while.
You're old,
He's,
okay?
He's trying to
We get
remember
it.
how
He's
to prioritize things. All right, grandfather, you need to go up high. And he's going to send grandfather up here into the tree.
I don't know if I have
But
a token for him.
then he's going to run over to Calder real quick and be like, here, let me do something about that. And grab one of the bites on you and just sort of smush all of the skin together, and it stays there when he lets go. And cast Cure Wounds for 6 and 3 is 9 HP.
That was fucking weird, but most appreciated.
And then from his tree, grandfather's beak actually opens up, but instead of talking, it just snaps down really hard, and the air shoots forward at the one in between Calder and Egg.
Okay.
I really got to get a better die. I really just. Let's see. 1 + 5 is
Oh.
6.
So you hear this
Shoot
gust
egg.
of like force as it grandfather closes his mouth, and it just kind of smacks off the side of this creature's side here. Not much going on. Poor
He-
grandfather.
He's new. I'm still working out the kinks. It'll be fine.
All right. Anything else?
Nope, that's everything.
All right. Back to the top. Eggval.
Okay.
Come on,
You think I would have thought about my turn before it came up, but guess what?
You would
be
imagine.
mistaken. Nah, I'm gonna use my longsword for a two-handed swing toward the one between me and Calder.
Okay.
I was about to use roll 20 again. This is weird.
It's a habit.
Okay. Of course I closed. Where is it? That's a 13 to hit.
That'll miss. As you.
Did you roll with advantage?
Ting! True, you are
Oh!
flanking.
Okay.
Flanking.
Hey, that's a 15 to hit.
That one would.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yay, advantage.
Well, that's okay. So that's a total. That's 5 points of slashing damage.
Okay. As
Get
you
his ass.
slice into this thing's carapace, you send twigs and moss and all sorts of
wait.
stuff like. What's up?
I'm sorry. That was the wrong die. That was for 1. I'm sorry. I
It's a 10 for two-handed.
Yeah, I did it at 8. So that's a. I'm sorry. That's a 10 total.
Okay.
10 total.
All right.
Even better.
Even
And
better.
I'm just gonna stay here. That's it.
So as you give a mighty swing with your giant Goliath form into the back of this creature, you strike, and it completely collapses into just a heap of vines. No longer looking like a creature, but just looking like a pile of vines at this point.
Yay.
Hey. Cool. Okay. Cool.
Anything else?
Hopefully that's good.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say, so now if it's down, now that that's down, I think there's enough people over there. I'm gonna go begrudgingly find out what's going on Richard over here.
You just see him struggling. Yeah, wrestling this this beast is just about the same size as him.
I'm gonna go over. Yeah, I'm just gonna make my way over, ready to help.
All right, Adlith, you are next.
Okay, she's gonna fire at the one Redrick's holding, because it's her marked one. Okay, that is again an 11 + 7 for 18.
All right, that'll hit.
Okay, 13 points of damage.
13 points of damage. As you
uh,
fire
Egg-
the good. No, go
Oh,
ahead.
okay, yeah. So she lines up, and Eggval, you hear this whoosh as the feathers on Adlith's arrow brush past your ear, and Does she kill it?
So yeah, as it impacts Redrick, you hear a thump, and as you're holding onto it, it just kind of falls into a mess of vines. Kind of you're just holding onto a mess of vines.
So
He-
I go ahead.
You get a little happy ear flick from Adlith. Bonus action, move her mark towards the last alive one.
Okay.
Gonna say Redrick. So I guess with like the close shot, you don't see any like physical reaction, but you start to see like a bunch of sweat start to come from his from his forehead.
All right. Anything else?
No, just moving the bonus action.
Alrighty. Redrick, you're now holding on to a mess of vines.
I'll just let him like slash to the ground, and then I'll like kind of just sprint right past Eggball, just almost not even like he's not even there, and try and get over here. This one's down, so I can stand on its space.
Mhm.
All right, and then I will dash right around here as an action, and that'll be me.
Okey-dokey. All right. Calder.
Sick. Seeing Redrick kind of circle around me and go to the other side, give him a little nod of acknowledgement. Good move.
Just like grins, and you see it's all like dragon teeth.
I'm gonna heft the great sword up and come down for a massive, like, straight chop. See if I can bisect this thing. Okay. 25 to hit
That'll hit.
for 10
10 points.
of slashing damage.
Of slashing. As it's kind of deciding on where to go next, you give a mighty swipe against its back, kind of sending it flat on its belly for a moment until it rights itself. Anything else? It's looking pretty wounded at this point.
No, that's it. Finish him off.
Alrighty. Castus.
Alrighty, kind of give Adlith an apologetic look, like, cover your ears! And they fire.
she does. Drops the
Okay.
bow and everything to cover her ears.
Oh shit.
That is only a 13.
13 misses. You
Damn it.
fire again, and it just goes right over its head, kind of finding it hard to aim in between the two of your friends that are flanking at the moment.
Alright, I think just to be safe, bonus action, second wind, so I'm gonna heal up 1d10 plus 2. Ooh, that's a fat 3! Yay!
3 points. Very good.
Alright, and that's the end of my turn.
It is now the Thorny's turn. Eggball, as you see Redrick run past you, the clump of vines that he left on the ground begin to,
I fucking knew it.
Oh, gross.
as it stands
Oh,
up,
good.
and is going to jump and attack you.
Hmm.
That is going to be a 17 to hit.
That hits, yeah.
That is going to be... Ooh, I rolled really good. That is going to be 10 points of piercing damage.
I am going to use Stone's Endurance to
Okay.
try to reduce that damage. That's a D12 plus.
So what's Stone's Endurance?
So as a reaction, reduce damage dealt to you by 1d12 plus 1. I forget if it's plus the level. I haven't updated it. I don't know if it changed, but let me go ahead and roll. Oof. I'm sorry. Let me double check.
Don't check my math.
Add your Constitution modifier to it.
Oh, add my Constitution. Oh yeah, okay. So I reduced that by 3 points.
Okay.
So
that's-
Tick.
Okay. Great.
Alrighty.
Every little bit.
And this one here begins to reform. You hear Caldor. You kind of hear the padded feet land behind you, and
I
it is
look back
going
at
to
him. Fuck.
lash out.
Oh boy.
That is going to be a 17 to hit.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to be 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
It leaps onto your arm once again. Make sure I'm dating these boys. That. And this last one He's going to judge the threat being Redrick as he's moving fast, kind of flanking him as well. So he's going to attack you, Redrick. So that is going to be an 11 to hit.
That'll miss.
A miss as it kind of quickly decides to attack you and it leaps at you and you just dodge out of the way. That is going to be the end of their turn. Yeah, we'll leave. Alrighty. Ren, you are now up.
Okay, just gonna take a minute to take stock of things, see that Calder's looking a little bit rough, and she's just gonna literally like lean around Castus as if he's a human shield and take a shot at the one standing behind Calder. Oh no, 14?
14 will just hit.
Whew, okay, and then
Hey.
sneak attack. Does
Which
it
one is
still
it?
get sneak
The
attack?
one by Isaiah or the one down by Redrick? Who are you talking
This guy.
about? Okay, cool. Sneak attack, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if it was negated because Calder's technically flanked right now.
That's all good.
Cool. Fuck. That is. What do I add to that? 9 points of piercing
Alright,
damage.
that'll do it. As it, the arrow finds piercing right through it, and you can see the arrow kind of travel through the mess of vines. And it once again, just as it kind of stands up and leaps at Caldor, you fire at it, and it just falls back into a bunch of lifeless vines.
Okay, stay dead.
How about- Do I have a second to throw out like a quick, like blurted saying something?
On your turn, when it gets to
Okay.
you. Alrighty.
Okay.
Anything else?
I can't hide behind Castus, so no. That's
Alrighty.
my turn.
It is Isaiah.
I'm not a big person.
This, I imagine, right by Calder and this one thing, that was the fire.
Which one? Here? Yeah. They're kind of standing over top of the small. It's not a big fire, right? It's just kind of smoldering embers. Was what it left of the camp.
Oh man, what a day not to pack grease. All right then, let's see if we can put them down for good. He's gonna pull up one of his hammers and sort of crack open the middle of the head, and you can see inside a spring with a little bit of yellow quartz sort of at the center, and he starts hitting it against his hand, and every time he does it goes boom, boom, and gets louder, and you see sparks start to fly off the quartz, and he's going to move over. No, not that way. He's gonna move over towards Eggval, and as he does, he's gonna throw his hammer as hard as he can at the one he's dealing with. And I am not going to use that die anymore. Use this
Burn it.
Oh man, doesn't matter.
Another one.
Ooh.
Oh, don't hit me.
So you go to throw the hammer.
2 in a row.
Ting! You just hear it hit the tree behind you and just falls to the ground with a thump.
Dang.
Actually, it hits the tree and then bounces right back to his hand.
Oh, right, correct.
Because
Sorry, yeah, I knew that. Sorry.
That is Thor. What?
A little bit. And
It
then,
hits the tree. Ting! And he
Thor
catches it.
dead.
and then Grandfather's going to try and hit the same one.
He's like the
'Cause-
new God of War Thor. You ever seen him?
Boy.
A 9 doesn't hit, I don't
The
think.
9 does not hit, as another blast from Grandfather misses and kind of sends leaves and dirt spraying into the air
Getting
in
better.
front of you, Edgar. Eggval. Anything else?
I gotta fix that targeting mirror. Nope, that's everything I can do.
Alrighty, back to the top. Eggval.
Well, I mean, I'm a simple man, and a long sword's mainly what I know, so that's what I'll use. The two-handed. Hey, that's a total of a 10.
10. That'll miss. It's kind of distracted by the blast from the owl in the trees. You look up and kind of smash into the ground beside the creature. Kind of whirls around and growls at you. Anything else?
I'm gonna have to. Oh wait, no, that's a thing. Ooh, I can use healing word on myself, right?
You can.
Yep.
I'm just gonna pat my back and think of some encouraging words, and I'm gonna use healing word on myself.
go ahead.
You
So
got
that's-
this.
You make good stew. What is it? That's D4 plus 4. So I heal 6 points.
Alrighty.
Cool.
Anything else?
That is it.
All right, Adlith.
So the one that was marked because the other one got reduced to 0 hit points is the one in between
This
Calder.
one here, correct.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, she's gonna fire at that one.
Alrighty.
That's gonna be 17. 10 plus 7.
That'll hit.
Okay. Oh, good damn. Oh, that's max. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 points of damage.
Alrighty.
Hell yeah.
Another well-aimed shot by one of the archers finds purchase right into this thing's jaw, and it just falls into a pile of vines. Let me see here.
Oh, there was a lot of scrambling to get her bow back in place after trying to cover her ears before she fired the shot. So it's actually it's odd. Anybody that's watching Adlith, it's oddly weird how she can be so clumsy and then like she just pulls up that bow and fires a perfectly aimed shot.
Very cool. Anything else?
Nope.
Alrighty. It is now Redrick.
All right.
As you now stand above another pile of weeds. Or vines, sorry. And weeds.
Yeah.
You say weeds too.
Weeds.
Oh, nice. There's weeds in there. That changes
There's
everything.
weeds. A lot of
Um,
weed in there, man.
Nice. All right.
I have
going
bowls.
Yeah. I'm going to run over here, and then my last 10 feet will just almost be like a pounce, like at this one, and I'll make an attack using reckless attack, so I have advantage. With my claws. Let's pounce at it. So that'll be a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
Alright. Roll some damage. 8 damage.
Alright.
Bounce.
As you kind of leap onto this thing, as soon as you even strike it, it just falls into another pile.
Not staying down. And start looking around. That's about it.
Okay. Calder.
Okay, I'm gonna reach into my, or like pull. I'm gonna say I have a torch strapped to the side of my backpack. I'm gonna pull that out, light that fucking thing, and say, "Burn these fucking things!" and jam it into the one in front of me.
Cool.
Save this guy. I can't wait. I don't know how to ping.
Which guy?
What is it?
Hold click. Just click and hold.
This one.
Yeah, hold click.
Aha.
All right. You see that it begins to smoke. Kind of this blackish gray smoke begins to pour from its the pile of vines, and you could swear you could hear it as you burn the vines.
Okay.
Anything else?
I guess that's well. Yeah, I guess that's me.
That poor
Okay.
thing burning hell.
Yeah. Let's hope.
All right, kind of look past Adlith, look past Egg, see the one. This one up here is still moving around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, I'm saying Adlith, I'm so sorry about this. That is a 17 to hit.
17. That'll hit.
All right, come on, roll high. Ah, balls, shit. Fuck. That's only 4 points of damage.
4 points.
Yeah.
As you can hear a thud, Eggball hit this thing. It kind of knocks it back onto the tree and it rights itself. You can see that it is injured, but as it is, the vines seem to be kind of regrowing on itself to keep itself standing. It's barely standing. You can see it's loose, but it's trying its best to keep itself upright. Anything else, guys?
Nope. That is the end of my turn.
Okay. The Thornies go. So, this one here kind of with some panting.
Mhm.
It's gonna go after Redrick. You reckless, right?
Yes. So
Sure did.
advantage.
Okay.
How reckless of me.
So that's going to be a 21 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
And 6 plus 3 is 9 points of piercing damage, reduced to 4 since you were raging.
Indeed.
Nice.
And this one up here is going to attack you, Eggball. That is going to be a 14 to hit. 14.
That hits.
All right. Ooh, that's going to be 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Thank you.
As it kind of back into this corner here behind the tree, is doing everything it can to survive. That is going to be the end of their turn. This one here. All right, it is Ren.
Okay. Can I, if I run up to Calder, can I light an arrow and then fire it at the one attacking Eggball?
Yeah, can say.
Okay.
Why not? Easy.
Alright, cool. Okay, yeah, so I'm just gonna run up to Calder. I'm gonna say, okay, thanks, and light my arrow and take a shot. Ugh. How does Bardic Inspiration work?
So before you find out the result, you use a d6 to add to the roll.
Yep.
Okay.
Either
So you could do
attack
it right
rolls,
now.
ability checks, or saving throws. So you can use it
Yeah,
right now.
you
if
can
you'd like.
roll it right now if you want to.
I don't
Yeah.
technically know the result, but I know the result. So I'll go ahead and you said a D6?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
You didn't say the number aloud. It's like moving a
Okay.
piece in chess.
Woo!
As long as you take your fingers off, you're fine.
6. Okay. So as I'm going for that, I remember the warmth in my pocket. The heat from the fire reminds me. I reach in, I look, and it's like a little buttery, like perfectly crispy, flaky pan au chocolat. And I'm like, oh, that's my favorite. And I
Ooh,
bless
eat
you.
it really quick. I fire the shot.
Roll
So-
me a d20 before you roll damage.
Okay. 8.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. Oh wait, hang on. 6. So, oh yeah, it was 15 total. Okay. So, snake eyes. Jesus.
Damn.
So 2 plus. So that's 6 damage with a flaming arrow.
You fire it, and go ahead and roll me an additional d6 for
Ooh.
the fire damage.
3 additional points.
Okay. As it you fire and it kind of goes through the beast and hits the side of the tree. You can see from inside Eggval that this thing begins to and ignite from the inside, and it just and falls into a mess of vines that is now burning.
Okay, fire. Good idea. And that's my turn.
Okay. All right, Isaiah.
So now we've just got this last one by Calder and Roderick.
Correct.
Get it, Dad.
I'm gonna. Is the other one still burning?
It is on fire.
Enough? I'm gonna see if I can lift him up and drag him and toss him onto the bonfire.
Okay, go ahead.
Gotta
Give
go
me a
better
strength
than my
Athletics check.
attacks have gone.
Doesn't have to.
Come on, you use that dad bod.
Seriously, why you gotta say that? No, it was 15. Or sorry, 8 and 5, 13.
Not enough. As you go to pick it up, it is just too wily, and it kind of turns towards you with a growl as you try to lift it. Attention now on you.
That one is still conscious. That person is not a pile, right?
This one here is still conscious, correct?
Okay.
Well, grandfather's gonna try and fix that real quick. There we go. 19 and 5 is 24.
That'll hit.
Nice.
Doesn't do
Hey.
much, but these things are almost dead. Oh, and max damage, so that's 6.
That'll do it. As grandfather kind of lets out another force of energy, you guys see it hit, and it just kind of explodes, and the vines kind of spread out, and for now it is lifeless. But as you guys are all kind of standing there, you see the vines beginning to crawl back together.
Mhm.
Well,
Anything else?
now it's on you guys, and that's my turn.
Egg ball, you were up.
I'm gonna roll to see what I do. Hold on. Evens have left, odds stay. Well, I guess I'm staying. Because this one came back up, I just want to be sure. I'm gonna try to turn this this pile of fiery vines into a salad. So I'm just gonna spend my turn just using my long stick and just start chopping at it.
Okay, you just spend your turn chopping the burning vines.
Just want to make sure.
Okay.
You've got one
An
side
opportunity.
specially blunted, so you can just do the top.
Yeah.
Adlith, you were up.
So Adlith is going to see the fire and go, oh, okay, I hate fire, and she's gonna put her bow over her her chest really quick, and she's gonna look around and grab like a big stick off the ground, and she's gonna run here. Wait, I'm on the wrong tool. Like, what? It's this one that lets me move.
You have the cursor.
Just the cursor.
Yeah, it's the one I'm on. And it's not letting me move? Okay, she's gonna move. Yeah, I have no control over my token. She's gonna move here.
Why don't you?
I haven't moved all combat.
Go ahead. Try now.
Okay, there we go. Perfect. She's gonna light it on fire, and then she's gonna step here, and then up. It's 30 feet of her
Okay.
movement. And she's just gonna start hitting this thing with this, like,
Alright.
burning club
Roll me
that
an attack.
she has.
Add your strength modifier.
Oh, that's great.
Proficiency bonus, I guess, too. Nah, I guess you're not proficient with stick, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
If
She's,
anyone was.
she's
Nah,
proficient.
It would be her.
Improvised
In-
weapon.
No.
All right,
I mean,
that's
this one
fair.
is unconscious, so it's got to be easier to hit than normal.
Okay, I rolled a 15
That'll
plus.
hit.
my 2.
Doesn't. It's gonna hit because it is unconscious.
Okay.
You should have got advantage on it as well. But as you do, roll me another d20.
Okay.
See if this thing
Uh,
lights.
18.
It definitely does. As you begin to hit it, you can see the sparks begin to fly, and eventually, and all of you hear.
You also hear. Adlet's gonna like go back towards the trees, away from the fire.
And it's at this point it all kind of gets quiet in the wood once again.
Oof.
Are the
Quickly
bodies still
reload.
like burning?
They are. You can smell
Yeah.
the burning of the vines and stuff. You can see the smoke.
I'll just start like angrily stomping it out, the one in front of me.
No, don't put it out. Let it just keep going for a while,
We're in a forest.
just in case. Yeah,
Adlet,
but
come
the
back.
section was
I think it's-
specifically cleared out to allow for fires. That's why they built their campfire here. Maybe that one over by Egg Ball. Go grab that
That's
one
on-
and bring it over.
As I'm stomping it out and you say that, he kind of just like like looks at you for a second with like you see like the dragon eyes on you and he's like shakes his head and he's like sorry. Yeah, you're right. Ugh. The arm goes back.
Calder
to normal.
sheathes his great sword.
Adlet,
Oh,
Adlet,
that
come back.
fucking
Come
hurt.
back. Adlet,
No.
come back.
No, I don't want to. There's fire, and I don't like fire, and I'm just gonna stay here behind these boxes.
You can keep an eye out for us. Make sure there's no more of these things coming, right?
Yes, I can do
Yes.
that. Yeah.
You
I'm
can
gonna-
do that.
You see the ears go like a bunny's. She's
I'm
in like an attentive mode.
gonna yell out to Adlith and Giant and say, "I made salad over here. I don't think you want to eat it though."
You should get a reply in Fluent Giant. No, it's on fire. No, thank you.
The rest of you
Okay.
hear these deep guttural
Oh.
noises from these two talking to one another in giant.
What the hell was that about?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is a forest full of magic. shit. Kind of seems par for the course, I'd imagine.
There's
Anybody
some
know what these things are?
base-
Sorry.
Atlas,
Look
any
at Atlas,
idea? As
yeah.
I shout.
Is this one's not on fire, right? Anymore?
They all eventually it's gonna take a while for them to burn, so they are on fire at this point. They're actually like kind of a small little campfire themselves, right? You hear the crackling of the vines, and the dry bark that they would probably consist of burning. So
Adlis is gonna. She's just like you see the first. You see the ears poke out from behind the boxes, and then the eyes follow. Just like this, and she's gonna say, "I don't know. Does she know anything about these things?"
roll me a nature check.
Again, the ranger not proficient in nature. Let's go. It's a 15.
15. You've heard of creatures similar to this. You've never seen one before. These are thornies. They're usually they usually have a companion with them. They're used mainly as hunting pets. Like they'll be alongside a hunter whenever they're going to hunt for prey. They're usually tamed and kind of domesticated, at least in the Chondalwood. For them to be kind of by themselves, acting as wild as they were, it's kind of odd. Usually, like I said, they are domestic type of animals.
Okay.
Large woodland pets is what you have heard them before.
You
referenced
hear
them before.
Adlis say, "Yeah, they're wild thorny dogs."
Okay, thanks.
Very
Keep an
descriptive.
eye out.
Weird
Um,
dog.
Can I start looking around the boxes and like try to see who these people were, like what they were carrying?
Sure, go ahead and
I
give
can
me a
help with that.
perception check.
Oh.
Or not a
I look in
perception,
the
investigation,
tents.
sorry.
Okay.
And take a look for the
Or-
tents.
Calder's still like
investigation.
just pouring blood out of his head.
Yeah.
Is gonna like
Pretty wounded.
kneel down and start searching through one of the bodies.
Gross.
I'll take a body.
So that's a 12, unless
7.
yeah, okay, it's a 12.
Okay. 7 for you to check the tents. And one of you two can roll for the bodies, Redrick or Calder.
Doesn't make a difference to me.
How's your
What if we each take
investigation
a body?
Sure.
All right.
Isaiah got a 16 investigation. Start looking through the stuff as well, the tents specifically.
Okay, go ahead.
But he's also going to send grandfather to sit on Atlas' shoulder and keep her company while she looks
Aw.
out.
I got a nat 20 on the bodies
got a-
Ooh.
12 on mine.
for
Okay.
21 total.
You can go ahead and roll Isaiah if you want to for searching for the tents.
16.
16. Okay, so we'll start with Ren. As you begin to search through these barrels and crates, they're rather like, as you begin to move them and pry things open, they're relatively empty. What seems to be like a temporary camp, they kind of came lightly prepared. It seems like food rations, extra bedrolls, things for light travel if they would have to. But what you get out of this is that it seems like this temporary camp had been either pre-set up or used before, right? These crates seem to have been here at least a little bit longer than the tents themselves. You can see moss and kind of weathering on them. So whoever had stayed here before kind of used these. It may have been the people that you kind of see laying here, but you're not too sure. But they seemed like the crates and barrels seem to be older than the tents themselves. So
Gotcha.
we will go to the tents next. For the 16.
Tent's got a 7.
A 7. So,
It's got a 7.
looking around, Isaiah, you find a couple different things. You see in one of the packs next to one of the bedrolls are kind of laid out in the tent. You begin to rummage through, and you see a little tiny figurine, which what I would say almost looks like a Buddha. It is this little creature, except it has like little pointed ears, a big round belly that is exposed, and it's kind of laughing in a joyous manner. But in the belly button, you see a tiny gem. You could probably estimate this being around 7 gold, the gem itself. You also find a pristine set of thieves' tools, and then like some adventuring gear, so like 50 foot of rope, some maps of letter crudely drawn of the Chondalwood, that you kind of just quickly begin to gather. Um, you see also kind of tucked underneath one of the pillows a large golden ingot, that seems to be has a crest of, you're not too sure, kind of stamped into the top of it. So it's a good pound worth of gold here, of the ingot itself. Um, you also see tucked into what looks like a spare jacket that's kind of hung on one of the kind of a hook that's coming off the tent. You're rummaging through and you see two scrolls, pieces of parchment kind of rolled together. Um, that's what you find. Casta's kind of helping him. You see extra food rations throughout the tents, unfinished drinks and food, bowls of food. It seems like that whatever these men were doing was probably eating in the midst of being attacked. You also see some interesting boots that seem to be made not of leather or fur, but it's a very like almost silk. It's a very dark green in color with some gold inlay. It kind of as it for the stitching. Very interesting looking. Kind of tucked into one of the corners of um, tents as well. So that's what you find in the tents, material wise. The bodies, like I said, a lot of them are completely devoured, kind of ripped apart. The one that's face down and had its back kind of ripped open, you would not be able to get. That's the one you kind of approach Calder, and you would not able to even see any signs of symbology or anything like that. Nothing on his person. He seems to be kind of torn apart and bloody and kind of a mess.
A lot of blood.
Redrick, you were searching for anything in specific on them, or
Items, coin, symbology, just whatever I find when I'm looking them over.
yeah. So in total, you find 15 gold pieces between all three of the bodies, and 10 silver pieces, 7 copper pieces total, just on their body. One of them has an interesting pin attached to him. You instantly recognize it, being the symbol of the 5 blades. So what it is essentially a circle, and the pin's about this big, about the size of a $50, and it actually has 5 different swords, kind of all. It seems like almost from different cultures. You see a large scimitar, a great sword, a rapier, a curious-looking dagger. What you might assume being like a nicely crafted, maybe elven short sword. So these 5 blades kind of all sit in sort of like this around the circle, so the circle goes around it, and he has a pin. You instantly recognize that as being the symbol of the 5 blades.
I'll unpin it, kind of like Laura, like, look at that. Just like muttering to myself, kind of. But yeah, I'll pocket some of the gold. I'll pocket like 5 of it, and then like hold the rest up, like, hey, at least we got something out of this little like pouch.
Psst. Calder! Calder! Psst.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll push myself back up onto my feet and walk over to Adla.
She's
What
like,
you need, darling?
can I give you a hug?
What?
My
I
mom
mean-
always told me to ask before I do.
Well, your mother sounds like a smart woman.
She was, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, she's going to hug you, and
He just sort of awkwardly holds his arms.
she wraps her arms around him in a big bear hug, and he would feel this warm sensation, like more warm than like what a hug should be. So at first it's kind of like almost kind of freaking uncomfortable, but then there's a little glow, and he would feel the wound on his head closing. She's casting Cure Wounds on him. 1d8 plus my spellcasting, motherfucker. So, 8 plus 5.
Hell
Okay.
yeah, solid.
It's a nice,
Back
that
at
is a
full.
nice hug. And
Wow.
she had closed her eyes really tight, and when she steps back and she looks and sees the wound is like healed over and it stopped bleeding, she like, it's like, oh, it worked! It worked! Usually it doesn't work! Usually they're just normal hugs.
Yeah, kind of pull apart, and he has like his hands on her shoulder. Second. Good hugger.
Yeah, thank you!
Thanks.
Don't tell people I do magic. It's bad.
Well, you're amongst friends-ish, I think.
Yeah,
But,
but like, magic's bad.
well, depends on who you're talking to, I guess. I don't think so.
Really? You don't?
No. I don't think a thing is bad innately necessarily. It's who's using it and how they're using it. You're not bad.
I'm not
Not by a
bad.
long shot.
You see kind of like, you see the tail starts wagging, happily, and, she gives you a nod and says, I'm glad it worked. I'm glad. Thank you for letting me
Yeah, me
try,
too.
even though I didn't tell you that's what I was doing. Yeah, thanks.
It's all right. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
And I'll wander back over to the guy searching. Find anything
I
good?
am putting on those boots because they look really nicer than the boots I have. So I'm just kind of popping off my boots and popping them on me.
Are you sure you want to do
Those boys
that
on.
before we find out?
He's already doing it. He's still in the tent, just kind of just putting the boots on. Like, ooh, these feel nice.
Yeah, and they do feel rather light. Whether they'll keep you warm or not is a different question, but
Well, everyone, I found some interesting little baubles, but take me a little while to figure out exactly everything, but a little bit of gold for all of us. Oh,
Same here.
Adlet, do you know how to read a map?
I don't have cartographers.
No, but not make one, but read one. They're different skill sets,
Oh,
especially the Chondalwood, these woods.
probably. I recognize landmarks in here, whether they're by the same name or not. Did you know that the Chondalwood is not the normal name for here? Like, if you talk to anybody that lives in the Chondalwood, they don't call it the Chondalwood.
Makes sense. What do they call it?
DM, can you remind me? I don't know where my notes are.
what was that? Sorry, say that again.
What's the Chondalwood called by natives to that area again?
One moment, let me pull it up.
I have it written in my notes, but my room got completely switched around while I was gone, so I know where nothing is.
Let's have to pull up my notes. One moment.
Check out these new boots I just found. They're really comfortable.
They're
They
green.
thin.
That's my favorite color.
And see that little gold inlay kind of in there? It's really nice.
Oh, those are
Where
totally cursed.
exactly? This is like a forest. Where did you find? Like, why would anybody bring those here?
I don't know. They're just in the tent. Oh, also there's some extra rations too. So I kind of grabbed those too.
Yeah, those look too silky. You're gonna get wet feet.
I don't know.
I mean,
It's nice.
I was gonna do some looking at my stuff. You want me to look at those too? I can maybe tell you if they're special in some way, aside from just being very fine.
If you can, that'd be great.
Sure.
I can take rations.
I
The
give,
Satyr
Satyr That's
Satyr.
it. That's what she tells Isaiah that the Chondalwood is called by people who live in it.
That's a mighty fun name. I'll try to remember that. Here, I found these maps. If you could take a look, see what maybe they point out something interesting that we didn't know. But they could help us in our current thing. And I'm gonna sit over here for if everybody doesn't mind, it's going to take me a little while to do this. We want to set up maybe some watches and take a little break. I mean, we have been
Um,
walking most of the day.
Yeah,
Well,
and as
isn't
you
it
guys are
already
kind of
evening anyway?
settling down from this fight, you do realize that it is beginning to get dusk, to be dusk. It is the light is getting dim, and as you are in the Chondalwood, it is already dark by nature, and it is beginning to get a little hard to see. Majority of you.
Man, maybe we
Um,
just set up camp here for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
maybe. I do just want to point out, these crates, they look like they've been here longer than the tents. So this might be some sort of like, I don't know, like a semi-permanent camp. So we should definitely just be
Watches.
careful. Yeah.
Well, that actually sounds good. That means attacks like this are probably rare if they
Well,
come
unless
here.
the people attack us.
Well,
True.
something I should have mentioned earlier but didn't. Sorry. Is that thorny dogs usually have an owner. Someone that they're hunting dogs.
Hmm.
Oh dear.
So someone might be mad we killed their pet. Just so you know.
I don't like the DM's face just now.
It's funny.
I mean, well,
You guys are now pet murderers.
Hey. No.
Shit.
Just
I'd
so
certainly
you
feel
know.
mad if I was them, but we could
Oh.
always try to explain what happened. We certainly
They
didn't
tried
do
to
anything
eat
wrong.
us.
Maybe
I'll
they
make
attacked
dinner.
us.
It'll be fine.
Oh,
Wait,
see,
not
I'm
out
gonna
of
go
them,
look
right?
for food. I'm gonna go look for food. Bye.
Wait,
Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
Gone.
I'm just gonna call
Cheers.
grandfather back from your shoulder so he comes to me, just real quick.
You never see Adlith again.
Yeah.
Into the
Hey,
woods.
Hey, Egg knows where you live.
It does. It does. No, I'm gonna be using my Outlander background
Mhm.
thing. She's basically gonna go hunting
Okay.
for dinner.
And I give the
Um,
extra food rations to Egg.
Yeah, I was gonna say, very bloodied, wounded Egg accepts.
Quick question.
just give
Um,
me a perception check, Adlif.
Oh, I'm great at those. Rolled a 18 plus 9.
Yeah, so usually you would, the layout of the land here, and it's easy enough to find small game and stuff to bring back to your companions. Less than an hour hunting till you are, happy enough with the catches that you've made. Whatever you want that to be, it's up to you, but it's easy
Okay.
enough for you to find it.
Do wild turkeys exist?
Sure.
Yeah.
Egg's gonna roast up a turkey. Let's go.
I was gonna say, about like 45 minutes later, hour-ish later, Adlith comes, like, you hear like rustling through the bush, which I probably assume puts everyone on alarm for a second. As Adlith comes through carrying this really plump wild turkey. She's holding it in both arms because the egg's on the back. And she says, "Dinner."
Ooh, good.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you.
Well
And I'll
done.
immediately just kind of like jog over and I'll just take the turkey from Adlith.
Oh.
What is it? I probably kind of set my stuff up kind of like closer next to like the fire. I originally had like a I guess I have like a pan and like a pot, and I was it feels like 45 minutes. I probably would have started to at least set up some sort of like hanging stand out of like nearby like branches and stuff. But since you got a turkey, eventually I'll eventually try to end up making sort of like a spit roast type of thing. So I guess I would, if possible, DM, I'd like to try my best at having to prepare the turkey.
Yeah, it'll take you a while, a few hours at least to, well, not a few hours, probably an hour or two, to properly, set up, get the sticks required to properly even hold the turkey. If you're preparing it in any way, Eggval, he's no slouch when it comes to preparing meat and stuff like that. So it'll take you time to prepare it before you put it on the stake and begin to. But at this point, it is getting nighttime out.
Yep.
Quick question before
how-
we get too far away from inspecting the bodies. Does it seem like the injuries were caused by the creatures we fought?
You can give me a medicine check.
To the best of my knowledge.
Can I aid on that? Because
Sure.
Adleth was okay. So does that mean I roll or I just give him my
It's up to you
proficiency
guys.
bonus?
It's up to you
Okay.
guys. Either roll or both
I
of you
got a
roll.
7 in medicine.
Okay.
I'll just roll.
Okay.
I got a 4.
Okay, I
Total?
rolled. I rolled an
Yep.
8, but
Nice.
8
That's what you
plus
get for rolling
7.
100 thieves stat.
I
8 plus 7.
Always
8 plus
hating.
7, 15.
I'm bad at
Um,
math, guys.
It's all good. So it's hard to tell at first. It seems like I had said before that these bodies have been here at least 1 or 2 days. Whatever had torn them apart wasn't really feasting on them, right? Or the bodies would have probably been nothing but bone and kind of like, muscle, but they seem kind of intact for what they are, even though they're kind of ripped apart. The moss is interesting that's kind of growing out of them. And as you kind of are thinking, pondering it over it, something clicks in your head. Oh, whenever you were hugging Calder, you could see moss beginning to grow in some of his wounds, which kind of leads you to assume that it was probably the same creatures that killed the men in the camp.
Calder has moss in his brain now, so yeah, I think it's the right one. I think it was them. Yeah.
You wipe off some of the crusty moss, yeah.
Moss
Crusty
brain.
I hope it's
So-
not on the inside.
Adlith, with what
Uh-huh.
you know about these things, and you said that they're normally tame,
Mhm.
but they killed people here a few days ago, and then they were still in the area. Does that seem normal?
No, that's why I called them wild thorny dogs.
Right, but if they are wild, would they still be here, do you think, or would they have moved on elsewhere? Because it's not like they ate these bodies, they just killed them.
I don't know. Usually they follow where their owners are, so I don't really know the trail patterns in regards to how they move alone.
If they didn't
I
need
don't
him, it
know.
definitely doesn't seem like creatures hunting. Gotta
It
say.
seems like it's targeted,
Yep.
and they were still in this area, so they're still looking for targets.
For sport.
Or
What do
they
you know
were
about
just
the,
driven very, very angry.
Maybe their owners died.
What do we
Yeah.
know about the men who were killed? Do we know anything about them? Redrick, do you find anything?
Funny you mention it. I'll pull it out of my pocket, just like a little pin. Any else seen this before?
Have I?
You have. Cassis has as well.
Well, for those
Um,
unfamiliar, Thieves Guild out of Erebar. Pretty nasty stuff. Don't know what they're doing out here in the Chondalwood, though.
Wait,
Pretty far away.
Isaiah,
What are
you
they
can
called?
roll. You can roll me a history check.
Sure.
Even though you live there, you're not too familiar with the criminal underground, but you would probably, at least, may have heard of them.
It's a 12,
12.
I
Yeah.
believe.
You just by looking at the symbol, you recognize this as the Five Blades as well.
We,
A very
um,
prominent thieves guild in Erebar. Pretty much the
Um,
head honchos. Or not,
yeah.
yeah, head honchos.
This not too surprising though. Somebody said something about the Cade Snow and his group having connections that way.
Why would they be all the way out here? I mean,
Maybe Cade
It's
sent
called-
them
Same
before
reason
us.
we are. Yep.
Smuggling. This looks like she was saying the crates are old. This might be a
Yeah.
typical stopover on their smuggling route through the woods.
do we see what's inside the
Possible.
crates?
Mostly food, camping supplies, stuff like that. Stuff you would leave behind so that when you came back next, you wouldn't starve or go cold or freeze to death or something.
Did you check them for any secret compartments, hiddens, in drawers, anything like that?
I mean, we looked through them. Sure, we would have noticed something like that.
Not that they didn't want you to.
Break them.
That's
You'll
just-
find.
I agree.
If we do that, then we can't use it on our way back out of the wood.
Does Adlith know of any smuggling operations going through the Chondalwood?
You can give me. That's hard to tell. Just give me a history check.
Okay. Trying to see what my modifier is. 0. 19.
Ooh. You are not of anything specific. But you do know that there are rumors, here and then of people traveling through the wood, to try to make a shortcut to the opposite side of the country, right? Men, especially. And whenever men do pass through, the wood itself, it gets around quickly. The ears of the forest are wide and many. Nothing specific. People smuggle, people move things, all sorts of activity. No, nothing in specific, but there is activity that comes through here, whether it's announced or unannounced, by all sorts of different groups.
Okay. It isn't weird for people to come through here. That is a normal thing. Some people die sometimes because that's what happens when you go into the woods sometimes. And sometimes you make it all the way through. Or sometimes you live here like I do. You know?
I guess they didn't live here. And I'm gonna guess this wasn't just a hunt, like we were saying. Someone's...
Agreed.
So, just out of curiosity, what are the odds that more of these five blade individuals working their way back here? If this is a layover, it's possible more could be coming this way.
Could be.
I mean, let's see. Probably takes, what, most of a week at least to get through these woods, one end to the other. Probably more than that, actually. Especially if you're not a friend of the woods, like our dear Atlas here. So
I had deer. I get it.
So, a couple of days, they might be missing by now, depending on which way they were going.
Fire's still burning. Smoldering, at least.
Yeah. At the very least, one night shouldn't be too much of a trouble.
We'll take watches. They'll be all right.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, let me set up a little table, see what I can figure out. And he's gonna sit grandfather right in front of him as he crosses his legs on the ground, and open up the back of his head and pull out a little cylinder. And grandfather's wings are gonna flatten out and go in front of him, and he's gonna put stuff down so that he looks through the cylinder in the back of his head and out one of grandfather's eyes, like what we would call a microscope, at all of the objects.
Nice.
That's really cool.
Okay.
Put
I'm
my
going to
boots
start with
in
those
front of you.
boots just in case.
Yeah.
Because you already put them on once.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're casting Identify then, I'm assuming?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
It's going to take
So,
a while because it's
are you-
ritual, but
Doing a ritual?
Yep.
So while he's doing that, I know Egg is hurt. How hurt? And is there anyone else that looks bad?
I'm okay.
I'm looking a
I
little beat
don't
up.
know if we told you guys, but we have some healing potions if we need them.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, yeah.
How you looking, Egg?
I'll be fine.
Oh,
We're
I'll fix
resting,
it.
right?
Adlet's gonna run and she goes right to hug Egg and says, "Wait, can I hug you?"
I mean, are we continuing? Looking to the group.
I think we're gonna spend the night here.
Hmm.
Please.
oh,
Let her hug
Bugger,
you.
damn.
Let her hug you.
Let her hug.
Okay.
Okay, she gives you a hug and she closes her eyes, and nothing happens. She's out of spell slots. She doesn't know that.
Calder, is Egg, are you like kind of kneeling by the fire, like dealing with the turkey and stuff right now?
Yeah, probably.
All right, so Calder will go and kind of kneel next to you. He'll put a little shoulder, kind of tap Adleth on the shoulder, give her a little smile and a nod, like you did a good job, kid. And he'll put a hand on Egg's back and say, "No, we're not gonna continue for the day, but maybe rest a little easier tonight." And you'll feel a little bit of warmth at the center of your back under Calder's hand, and anybody paying attention might see just a slight glow. And I'm gonna give you 5 points of healing.
You have magic too.
I wink, just a little bit.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, whenever you do this, Calder, you put your hand on him, and your hand is kind of briefly, for almost like a flash, and only kind of you notice it. No one else really sees this. You see almost a silver flame, kind of, and then it disappears. And as the magic disappears, kind of heals the wound.
Kind of pull my hand away from his back a little bit and just sort of, all right. Nah. Stand up and start laying out a bedroll.
Thank you.
So, Isaiah, peering over the stuff that you found within the tents, starting with the boots. These are the one and only magical thing that you have gathered here, but they are boots of elven kind.
Nice.
If you would like to look those up on D&D Beyond or however you want to.
Yep.
These are boots of elven kind.
Pretty sick.
What are the two scrolls?
So yeah, as you open
Ooh.
the scrolls up, they are two spell scrolls actually. You can see written out in a very fancy handwriting, kind of almost an art in its own. The script here, two spells. True Strike is the first one, and the second one is Vicious Mockery.
Interesting. I don't think either of these are really for me. Well, you've got some very, very fine boots. Basically, they're pretty much gonna make sure you don't make too much noise as you go walking.
I appreciate that. I like to try to keep quiet when I can.
Yeah,
Calder
even in
shoots
these woods, you
Castus a
should be
little.
alright.
Shoots Castus a little look and a smirk and says, "Yeah, he needs those."
I give you a little eyebrow, like.
But these could fetch a fine price if we wanted to. Well, I mean, I can't really use either of them, I don't think. But if anybody knew any magic, they might come in handy.
Adla starts whistling loudly.
How much of a fine price are we talking here?
Well, they're not the best, but do I have any idea how much they'd be worth?
From where you came from Erebar, between 500 and 1,000 gold, probably.
Well, they'd probably be worth it to sell. You know, maybe 6 months to a year's worth of wages, something like that.
Wow.
Well, damn.
Not sure how
I
eager
also
they are,
found.
but
I mean, I
Find
also
a buyer.
found this just plain old piece of gold a week ago. Does anybody recognize this symbol? It might be useful for us.
Do we?
What are you talking about?
symbol on the gold.
Gold ingot.
Oh, go ahead. I would say anybody from, actually here, anyone proficient in history. That's the better question.
I'm out.
Oh, not me.
We got one.
Ooh. 24.
24.
There are two of us proficient in history. Jeez.
Give me one moment.
A pound is about 50 gold worth. Nice little chunk for we could share when we get back, of course. And gold starts meaning something again. It's gonna be a
I
little while.
guess. While I do like these boots, they are nice. Is anyone a little more flat-footed than some of us?
I'm pretty quiet already.
Mhm.
I mean,
So-
I'm not exactly sneaky, but I don't make a habit of trying either.
As a, you do know that this belongs to a very prominent family within Erebar, the major city and the country of Chonda. Give me one moment.
I will hold on.
Sure, I get this right. Yeah, this family resides within the governor's district, very close with the Lord. But this is the Sino family crest, who are known for kind of running the trade market within Erebar. Kind of like I don't even know how you would explain it. More of like the financial advisor to the Lord himself.
Okay.
They run a lot of the economy within the city.
So it makes a whole lot of sense that there'd be a gold anklet with their stamp on it. Well, these people, a family sort of runs most of the trades and markets in the big city, Arabar. So, I mean, it's perfectly good tender if we ever run that way. Otherwise, well, I mean, we could always just take the stamp off if we go somewhere else. But it does show that whoever was here, has definitely been to Arabar. This
And
may well be
possibly
their
being
path.
paid off by that family.
Oh,
That is
I would have
a-
thought they stole it, but that makes sense.
Either
Going
one is
away.
entirely possible. Airbar makes sense though. The 5 blades are from there, from what you said.
And well, historically they would have been kind of tied to Elvidar, but not so much of late.
By the way, I forgot to mention this, but while you were kind of perusing over the maps, just kind of giving them a quick glance, one was easily recognizable as a map of the town of Elbivir, kind of crudely drawn, with some locations marked, meaning like the monastery, the arrow, the mayoral, the inn, the mayor's manor, the inn, a few different locations kind of marked and crudely scribbled next to. And the other one was a map of the Chondalwood. Now, it wasn't like a very detailed map, but it was kind of with some loose directions on how to get to this camp specifically from Elvidor. Sort of taking the same path that you guys took, but a little bit more direct.
Any other routes
Look-
here, like from Arabar, maybe, or just the
did I
one
say
from?
Erebar? I meant Elvidor. If I said Erebar, I did not mean.
No, no, you said
No,
Elbador. I
you
was
did.
wondering if there was one from Arabar as well, or any other on there.
Nope. Those
Where does
two
it
now.
lead from beyond the camp? The route that was marked.
It does not. It leads directly to this camp, and that's about it. at this point.
Interesting.
And there's nothing else
Oh.
marked on it?
Nope.
From the
Interesting.
presence of those things, it makes it sound like maybe either Cade sent them here or the 5 blades did for the same reason that we're here.
Or
Maybe it was that they hadn't heard from them in a long time that Cade looked for new employees, so to speak.
yeah. Well, if the map only leads here, that makes sense. If this might have been a meeting point.
You
Right,
said that
'cause
this
they
was
only
like an
got
area
one.
of ruins, right?
There are, strewn about you, like when you were walking to the campsite. Old ruins, yes, bits and pieces, small broken walls, remnants of pillars. There is one statue that you guys walked past that had the face, didn't have any face, and it had a hood, a robe and a hood. It was holding that large bowl. It
Yeah,
was the only
Adlith
standing structure.
put pretty rocks in the bowl when they passed.
Can
Didn't
I
do him any good.
Can I just mosey around the ruins and see, like, not getting far from the party whatsoever? I'm making sure
Mm.
everybody knows where I am. But I just want to look around and see if I can find anything that I've heard of, or like look at this statue. Is there any iconography?
Sure. Give me an
Anything?
investigation check.
Okay.
I will come with you, so because Kess doesn't think that being alone is a good idea, so he'll come with.
You're
and
probably
help
right.
out.
Thanks.
I guess I also
Ooh.
did want to ask, when having to defeather the turkey, I would try my best to salvage as many of the wing feathers as I could.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me d20. The
Sure.
rest of you.
That is a dirty 20 for the investigation.
That's an 8.
Okay. Doing the best you can to help her. You're kind of just as you see her kind of searching around the statue itself and through the ruins. You do find something interesting. The bottom of the statue is carved at like kind of sort of the square base that it sits upon is writing. What languages do you speak?
I speak Common, Elven, Halfling, and Thieves' Cant.
You do not know this language written on this statue.
All right. I'll point it out to
And I-
Castus.
All right. I know Common and Celestial.
You do not know the language that's written on this statue.
Hey guys,
Hi.
Yeah.
there's some writing here none of us can read. Do you guys want to come check it out?
Sure.
Why don't you just make a rubber and bring it up?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I could.
reach into my. I have my little sketchbook. I'll grab it and I'll kind of start kind of making a little rubbing on it so that we don't have to keep bringing
you
people
wouldn't
over.
be able to fit the whole thing on just one piece of paper. It does span the good like 3 or 4 feet across, and the letters themselves probably being 3 inches in height. You know, they're pretty big letters. So
I'll
whatever it
get
is,
some of it so he gets an idea of what the
Sure.
characters are and see if maybe we can
Mhm.
kind of decipher that.
Okay.
Do that and head over to Isaiah and it's like, here, check this out.
Cool. Oh, wait.
I rolled a 16.
So you save about 10 feathers off of the
Okay.
the turkey itself that aren't covered in blood and usable.
Okay.
Anybody recognize the? I got dwarvish and goblin.
I
I'll
got
take a look.
common, elvish, giant, orcish, primordial, sylvan, and goblin.
Okay.
I have draconic. That's it.
You can't read draconic though. Even if you knew if it was draconic.
I
you
mean, he
couldn't.
understands it.
Right, exactly. Adlith, you almost recognize this. It reminds you of Sylvan, but you can't read it. It's odd, like almost as if like the composition of the letters wouldn't make any sense if you would read them aloud in Sylvan. You're not too sure. Some of the pronunciation, if you would read it out loud in Sylvan, kind of it sounds similar, but to you it wouldn't even make any sense. But it reminds you of someone maybe like trying to write in Sylvan, or you know what I mean. It's undistinguishable. But you're the one
I
that recognizes it the most.
think someone who was drunk wrote this. Or a very small child.
Those are quite the same thing.
Because she says a sentence in Sylvan which no one would understand, but it's a very light kind of tone language, very airy as she speaks it. But she says, and then in Common she says, "But what's written here doesn't make any sense." Like,
Here, let
it's
me see it. I'm
gibberish.
fluid and drunk.
Maybe we just write it down for now and
I
somebody copy
can
it
study
smaller.
it.
Yeah, you
And
can study it.
Put
Maybe your friend knows what it is.
Maybe.
Oh.
They know the woods, right?
Yeah,
was gonna say-
Lillian has lived here her whole life.
Perhaps it's an older version of your language. It's changed since this was made.
That's a good point. I'm not that old.
Oh, well, speaking of kind of old, I don't know if it's really Calder. You've been spending a bunch of time in that church. That a thing you do? Holy kind of person?
That thing I do?
Is that a thing you do? Are you a holy kind of person?
No.
He has no holes in him. He did a little bit ago from the thorns.
I mean, everybody's got at least two, but that's besides the point.
Not that kind of holy, Adlith.
Oh, okay.
I just found this thing, and it's not somebody I recognize. And they'll toss you a little idol of a fat person with pointed ears, I believe.
Is it anything I would recognize?
You can give me a Arcana check
Oh,
or
well.
a History check.
Interesting.
It's the same. 8 for either one.
No, sir.
I do not. I wouldn't exactly call myself a holy man. Toss it back to him.
Shatters. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, at least it'll be worth a little something when we find it.
Maybe.
Oh, anybody find any spare weapons, armor, shields, stuff like that lying around?
Not me.
No.
I didn't find any.
Nothing on the bodies.
Surprisingly, no.
Small hand. The only thing you find is 2 daggers. No, like, and they're like tucked into a boot, right? Like it was something. You do see sheaths. Like one of them would have been carrying a short sword, or maybe even like hand axes. You know.
Yep.
But nothing on.
Yeah, not many weapons, a lot of
Interesting.
sheaths.
Yeah. Oh well, figured I'd get some good stock. Maybe sometime later.
Interesting. Well,
Alright, so should we kind of set up camp and kind of have some dinner?
yeah,
Mhm.
dinner and
Yeah.
sleep.
Okay.
Anybody know a good
Eventually,
song?
within an hour, the turkey is prepared. It is consumed. It is very, very, very good. A lot of you have had wild game before on your travels. Nothing prepared like this before. Very well spiced and seasoned, cooked for almost the exact perfect time over a nice fire. Not all of it is consumed. A lot of it is saved. And you can probably, put some turkey in your inventory. You still have some of it left over. But eventually it becomes to the point where you all are getting very tired. It has been a long 2 days
Mm.
for us.
I'm telling you, Egg, the way you season that bird, you gotta try steak. I know you can do it.
Yeah, I thought stew was your
Sounds
thing, but this
good.
turkey's pretty good.
Mhm.
That was really good.
Maybe next time we camp around a farm or something. See if we can't get a cow for you.
Visit a butcher shop in the city.
Mm. Oh, I know this one where the mutton is nice and lean. No.
Near a swamp.
Butcher shop? What's butcher shop?
It's a shop where they sell sell meat.
Every kind of meat you can imagine.
Sell meat?
So,
That's right.
Hunt it?
well,
No, not really. In the city,
Yeah.
there's not a whole lot of game, so they hunt outside the city, bring it in, kind of cut it up to whatever you want, and they sell it.
It sounds
Yeah,
like
it's
a lot of steps.
Pre-prepared, like
Yeah.
ready to be seasoned and cooked.
it's
Takes
sort
out
of
a lot
like
of
in a
work.
village. If you cook a whole cow and everybody takes a little piece, the butcher takes the whole cow and puts it into little pieces so everybody can get their own little bit.
Oh, the tribe used to do that.
Where's the fun?
A lot of people don't know how to do that stuff.
And think of the people in your tribe who were like elderly or really little who couldn't do it. You know?
They but eventually learned.
Yeah, but
New.
in the meantime, but they needed someone to supply it for them.
Right. Plus, I think objectively the most fun part is eating it, right?
I
Or
think
in some
think so.
cases, cooking it.
There you go.
Agree to disagree?
Well,
Egg,
well,
egg. Think about it like this: you have all you. Someone hands you the meat. You don't. You can spend more time preparing it, making it perfect for everyone. You don't have to spend the time hunting it and then skinning it, chopping it up. It's a time saver.
Dubious.
I think maybe he likes that part. Yeah. Fine. Egg, why don't you sleep on it?
I guess we'll keep the fire going over the night because not all of us can see that well. And I'll leave grandfather out sitting on top of one of the tents. Keep a watch out for us, but somebody else. We should have somebody.
You'll get some sleep. I'll take first watch. Calder draws his great sword and just kind of sticks it in the ground in front of him. Sort of leans on it a little bit.
Let me know when you get tired.
Yeah, I can take a watch too.
Same.
I can see in the dark easily, so I can take a watch. I mean, we could even double up if we want to be extra safe.
Adlith will join Ren. She insists on it.
I'll probably be
Alder,
up
I
late
can,
drinking anyway. I can take first watch.
All right.
I'll try and cast this later then.
Okay, so who's taking first watch?
Me and Roderick.
The rest of you settle down, roll out your bedrolls around the fire. The bedrolls, and you begin to nod off. Frederick and who was the other one? Calder?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll me perception checks.
11.
Same.
This early into the night, you can tell, even in this early into the night, the forest comes alive. You hear all sorts of wildlife, some closer than probably comfortable, making its way through, howls in the night. All sorts of different nightlife is coming alive. But you don't see anything. You don't hear anything too close approaching camp.
During watch, I'm just gonna be at some point kind of like the fire's still going, sort of just absentmindedly like picking at the leather wrapped around the hilt of the sword and staring into the fire and just kind of whisper to myself, "What the fuck are you?" "I'm here." Quickly like flick a glance towards Redrick and then back to the fire.
I just have like
I'm
a
with
flask
him.
out. Came out as soon as I thought everyone was asleep.
Found the symbol, found the man. What the fuck is next? That's about it.
And I'm guessing this is intentionally for me not to hear.
Yes, very, very much to himself, under his breath.
Very well. Rather uneventful first watch. Eventually, you guys wake up the next two, which was Ren and Adlith.
Yep.
Deep into the night. Both of you can roll me perception checks.
Mine's at disadvantage because I don't have dark vision, right?
Just give it. You can be right.
For you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
15 plus
21.
16.
Nothing at the moment. Adlith, you're used to the forest being alive all night. Comforts you. Ren, this is definitely not your normal environment. So every little sound, crack, you're kind of nervously waiting for something to drop out of a tree right behind you.
Yeah.
But
How common are those dog things?
Not really. Like they live here. Like I live here, and like, did you know that there apparently is an undead drake somewhere in here?
A what?
Yeah. Remember that? Remember that pretty lady I was talking to?
Yeah, the elf woman.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's looking for an undead drake here in the Chondalwood.
Oh, that's terrifying. Have you ever
Yeah.
seen anything like that?
You kind of... Adlith grows abnormally quiet for a second. And kind of see the deer nose, squint a bit, and then she says, I've seen dragons before. A dragon before, but not undead.
You've seen a dragon?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, wow. That sounds really scary.
Mm-hmm. It was. I was only a little, though.
Oh. Well, you look okay. Are you?
I was okay. I had a fight with my dad, and I went off into the woods. And when I was gone, it attacked my village, my tribe, and burnt it all down. And I lost my parents in it.
I'm really sorry, Atlas.
It's okay. It was a little bit ago. She looks at her fingers and she says, about 50 years ago.
Oh, just a little bit?
Yeah, I was 8 when it happened.
Oh, you're 58.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're older than my dad.
Do you know how old do you live for?
I think, I don't know, not as long as my mom, but longer than my dad.
Oh,
Or, well, not as long as an elf anyway, but longer than a human.
we can live up to 500 years.
Oh, wow. I don't think I lived that long.
No?
I don't think so.
Elves live a long time?
They do, yeah, but there's differences. You know, I'm part human, and humans are very
Oh.
mortal.
They don't live very long.
Not compared to you.
No. But
Wow.
can I tell you a secret?
Sure.
She scurries over to the tent and returns with the egg, and she kind of plops down crisscross
Your
applesauce with the egg on
dog
her.
egg.
I have a confession.
What is it?
This isn't a dog egg.
Oh, no? What kind of egg is it?
A dragon egg.
Um,
um,
You see,
um,
it's the egg of the dragon that burnt my village down.
okay. Oh, oh. How'd you get it?
Well, my parents got it. And I found it when I was going through the remains of the house.
Oh, so it was already in your home.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. How did you know it was the dragons that attacked?
I saw it fly away.
Oh,
It was
yeah. Well, I guess.
big and red.
So wait, I'm confused. Your parents already had the egg, or the dragon laid the egg in your village?
No, my parents had the egg.
Okay.
And now I have the egg.
Okay. Was the dragon maybe looking for the egg?
You can kind of see her shoulders. And she says, yeah, I think so. That's why I'm trying to find the dragon.
Oh,
give
okay.
it back its baby.
Yeah, that's probably the right thing to do. Quick question,
Mm-hmm.
just in case you haven't thought it through. How are you gonna give the egg back without the dragon hurting you?
Well, I'm learning Draconic. I've just been studying it so I can
Yeah.
talk to the dragon.
Okay.
And just be like, hi, Mrs. Dragon. I found your egg. Here's your baby. You're
Does Ren know
welcome."
anything about dragons?
You can give me a nature or arcana
Or just
check.
like what would the average person know about dragons?
You know that they exist in different parts of the world. The closest area that you know that they would exist is a little bit farther east. Mainly brown dragons as well. In the Black Ash Plains to the east, but
Okay.
never of a red dragon.
So nothing
Those are
about their
sort of-
temperament or anything.
Well, I mean, from other than stories that you've heard as a child, right? You know
Yeah.
that they've been rather greedy and menacing. The
Yeah.
general knowledge that everyone would probably have of a
Yeah.
red dragon, right?
Okay. I don't know if being nice to it is gonna be enough.
What? Excuse me, sorry. Wouldn't it be happy to get its baby back though?
Yeah, definitely. But sometimes when people are dragons or anything, sometimes when they get hurt, fixing the hurt doesn't make them not hurt, if that makes sense. And sometimes they are still angry.
Oh, so I shouldn't give it the egg back?
Well, I just think maybe it requires a little bit more thought. I don't really know what to do about that. And the dragon's probably not going to stop looking, so a solution definitely needs to be found,
Okay.
especially if I stay traveling with you. Okay. But yeah, we'll just keep it safe for now. And does it have a name?
Well, its name is Egg, which gets confusing with egg.
Oh.
So I'm trying to think of a new name for it.
Well, since it's a dog egg, let's just call it Puppy for now.
Puppy!
Puppy.
Yeah. Yeah, the egg is called Puppy.
Puppy and waffles.
Right.
Evan, you're making a joke out of my campaign.
Puppy and waffles.
She's gonna sit there and say, for now I'll call it Puppy, but it might have its own name. I don't know. Maybe they're born with names.
I have no idea.
Me either. This is my first time raising a baby.
Yeah, you've been raising it since you were a baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
Yeah. You promise you won't tell anybody?
For now, but I do think that you should very much consider telling everyone just because of the whole, this dragon's baby that the dragon's probably looking for. I don't know if you've considered this, but since sometimes people get angry and they don't always think rationally, we're all kind of in danger in being in proximity to that egg. And I feel like that's something everybody should be aware of, but we don't have to figure it out right now, but probably soon. And you never know, maybe somebody can help you. I don't really know anything about dragons, but maybe. And she looks at Redrick and she's like, maybe somebody knows.
Do you think the egg belongs to Redrick?
No. I don't think Redrick is 50 years old, but well, it's just he might know something about dragons. I don't really know.
Okay. I'll tell them eventually, but right now I only trust you.
Okay.
Okay.
That's okay for now.
Okay. And kind of Isaiah. I like Isaiah.
I like Isaiah too. I like
and
everybody.
Calder. I like Calder too.
Yeah.
And Castus. And of course Egg. And Redrick.
Yeah, everybody's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And then she's gonna She's gonna sit there and kind of wrap around the egg. You see her hugging it, and she's just quiet for the rest to watch.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, as you guys kind of wrap up this conversation, you see something. A little, about 15 feet or so off into the distance in the tree line. Not on ground level, but actually in the trees. You see two sort of glowing amber eyes that are kind of, the firelight's just hitting it just right. You can see them. And then all of a sudden, as you notice it, a large, and then disappears into the night.
Don't like that.
Your ears kind of go back.
What is it?
She points in the direction of the trees that she saw. She goes, big glowing eyes and a really creepy smile.
Ren will look out into the trees,
You don't see
and
anything. Darkness.
she's just gonna call out very softly, very, very softly, in halfling. Hello?
You wait. An owl. That's it.
Okay. We'll just keep an extra good watch.
Let the next one know.
For sure, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
One last thing. As y'all are kind of, both of you are sitting there quietly, and you're kind of cradling the egg near the fire and rocking back and forth. You swear you feel it vibrate. Almost like it's not hatching or anything like that, but it's almost as if a rumble is coming from inside of it. Briefly, like
Hi,
it'll be
hi, puppy.
these low little gentle rumbles.
When do you hear it, puppy?
What?
Puppy's talking.
Puppies what?
Listen. She points to your ears and see if you can hear the little rumbling.
Ren will actually lean closer to see if she can hear it.
Can't hear it, to be exact, but she seems excited about it. You don't hear a rumble, right?
Okay. I guess Puppy likes his new name.
Yeah! Thank you. You're so good at naming things.
It's fun.
She's gonna look down to the egg and say, are you gonna hatch, puppy? It's been a long time.
Just a slow, about like every 5 or so seconds, you feel the vibration. Almost like if you were holding a cat while it was purring, right? And
she's just gonna keep petting it and sit with Ren quietly. Sorry about my hiccups.
it's all good. Eventually, you two find your way selves to bed, and the remaining two, Isaiah and Castus, I believe, are going to take the last watch.
And we do warn them about the face in the trees.
I was going to ask.
Yeah.
That's unsettling.
And both of you
Yeah.
can roll me perception checks if you would like.
Yeah.
Sure.
Perception check first. Ooh, that is a 12.
I got 18 minus 1 is 17.
Love the old man eyes. Nothing initially. Seems rather quiet. You don't see any prying eyes or Chestar cat smiles in the forest or anything like that. Fire is getting rather low, and you both kind of have to not leave the camp itself, but kind of spread out and gather some more kindling and refresh it.
As we had started kind of moving around, he kind of just Castus pulled out a pair of goggles, and he's kind of put them on his head as before he goes out and starts looking around the forest. Like, so when do that's a neat owl you have. As you kind of just start putting wood into the fire.
He's a thought I had a while back, and just had to see if I could, mostly. But he's got some nifty tricks to him.
Yeah, that's it's impressive. I mean, I tinker here and there. I was like, he pulls out the bronze pocket watch. Like I helped work on this. Kind of, it's certainly not an owl, but I like it. I kind of like tinkering with things like that. Kind of puts it back.
I mean, anything that serves its purpose well is quite a fine thing indeed. I noticed you did have that loud thing.
Oh yeah, and he kind of
Making
pulls
all
it
the-
out.
Do you mind?
Oh, of course, just don't that little finger piece there, kind of like where a crossbow
Yeah.
trigger is. Don't touch that. Just here you go. And he
Interesting.
shows him how to break it so that where you see the rounds would go. There you go.
That is very interesting indeed.
And this thing is beautifully crafted. The metalwork is perfectly polished and pristine. Seems like the mechanism itself to pull the barrel away from the firing pin is just perfectly put together. Not worn at all. It seems. Go ahead and give me just a general intelligence check.
18.
Okay. You've seen similar work before on many different types of items. Never an item like this, but you've seen work like this done before, especially with your expertise. It's gnomish in work. A very curious item indeed, but it is pristine. It doesn't even show any sign of use, but it is a beautiful piece of equipment. Do you want to explain what the pistol looks like exactly, Cassis?
Yeah. So it is has contains 4 rounds, where it is a bronze. It's iron, but it's kind of plated with bronze and has it's a very smooth design. Like the hammer itself, it's actually a smooth. It's kind of pulled backwards, so you can put your thumb in it very comfortably and pull. And so it's just very well polished. It gleams. You can tell that Casta takes a lot of care with this piece.
Quite spectacular. I mean, I've seen skilled work before, but this is certainly something else.
And believe it or not, this is actually the second one I've actually had in my possession. The first was my actual one that I had was taken. So this is kind of a loaner, you'll say, from a friend.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask how you got it because I mean, I haven't spent a lot of time, but this work looks pretty familiar and really damn expensive.
Yeah, my friend, he's pretty good at what he does. He's been around for a fair number of years, so he has a lot of various things here and there in his collection. And when he saw what I had, the junker piece that I had found in the junkyard, literally, he helped me kind of get that and working on it. That's how I learned really kind of how to use it. And so I had my own that's able to clean it, put it together, keep it maintained. But when I had to head out, he let me use this for keep me safe.
Very, very interesting. I might ask you to see that again. That's all sorts of ideas. But must be a very, very good friend. You'll have to introduce me if we ever swing by those parts.
Certainly, yeah. Yeah. Eventually, if I work my way back there, exploring the world, trying to find my place in the world. I would love to head back and introduce you. I doubt you've ever heard of of the surname Tinkertop. You probably never heard of that name, right?
Well, I might, but first I want to do a, if I can, insight check on this whole fucking story about a friend loading you this probably thousands of gold thing. Stay on the table. Ooh, that is not good. I am not very good at this. That is a 4.
You believe him.
Seems legit.
Whatever.
It
whatever
seems
I
like
was going-
everything he says is a lie. The way he talks. So
I've met some people who just sound like they're lying, but it's just the way they talk. So,
I rolled a 6 on whatever I was doing. So
well, there you go.
yeah. Have I ever heard the name Tinkertop?
History check.
Yeah, that I'm good at. Oh, that is a nat 20 for a 25.
I say
Wow.
things.
So, Mr. Tinkertop was actually, interesting enough, a famed, well, before what he's currently known for, he was known to be working alongside many lords of Erebar over the time, crafting all sorts of different things. He actually was one of the main people behind the design of Erebar's sewer system. He is also known for creating some mechanisms that work alongside the Blue Flame, mainly to power the governor's district. Uh, Pretty much harnesses that power. He is known to create many different things. The scientific mind of the Tinkertop family is known throughout Era, especially within your circle. Probably even took inspiration from stories that you've read from this gnomish man. But from what you heard, he kind of fell off the grid. Whether or not there was rumor that he fell out of favor with the Lords of Erebar, and kind of went underground for a while and has never been heard of for a very long time. The Tinkertop family has kind of disappeared from the official record books.
Interesting. You know,
where are
it's,
you from? You know.
Oh, I mean, I was just gonna say that name sounds kind of familiar. See, I worked in Arabar the past few years or so, and I remember something about some like great engineer or scientist or something by that name. This certainly could be something would have been made by somebody like that.
That's probably no. Tinkertop's kind of like a smith. You know,
Yeah.
they're just everywhere.
I mean, obviously they do really exceptional work. I'm sure. I'm sure. You know, if somebody's going to come looking for this, it's probably best we know early so that we can be prepared. I'm just saying, your choices are your own. Do what you got to do. But
I'm just so we're clear. I did not steal this. This was given to me. So
I'm sure it was.
I mean,
He's
it's
like, yes, it was. Sure.
It was a gift, kind of a parting gift, and so you know, like I said, he won. It's a matter of keeping me safe. You know, we were very close, and so that's yeah. I'm gonna go kind of take a little walk around, make sure everything's okay. And kind of gets up and starts
Remember,
walking around.
remember, at least 50 feet away from the campsite so the smell doesn't come back to us.
And he is
Eventually,
going
good,
to he's going to kind of walk far away. He's something like shit. He kind of just pauses and he reaches into his pocket, looks at the watch again. He's like, sorry, I'm so sorry. But then he kind of puts that away, reaches into his other pocket. It's kind of inside of his armor, keeps it very close. He removes the crest and kind of looks at it and is like,
what does the crest look like?
it is It is a blue crest, kind of looks like a shield that has a sun, and around the edge, kind of in the center, with a moon, kind of creeping over in towards into it as if it's an eclipse. He kind of looks at that crest and, okay, I gotta shut up. And he kind of just puts it back, and he takes a look around, maybe trying to see if he can find the that smiling eyes thing.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Roll better than a 4. That's better. That's a 17.
Walking around, no sign of any smiling faces in the wood. Distant
Alright.
howl of a wolf.
Alright, he kind of just
Okay.
walks around and heads back, and he just kind of sits, kind of gives Isaiah kind of a nod, and he just kind of just keeps to himself the rest of the night.
All right. And eventually, the rest of you stir at a very warm morning here in the Chondalwood. The sun begins to rise, leaving this kind of gray, misty fog that over the landscape here as it begins to warm the cool forest. You all stir, the fire itself kind of already kind of going out. You gather your things. What
As
do you guys
we're-
want to do?
As we're kind of packing up, can I like, kind of just like, if I'm imagining I'm like near Calder and like he's also packing up, just kind of like, so I stared into the fire last night. Everything all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
No voices in the flames telling you to kill the half dragon.
Nah, I think it told me to put your hand in warm water at one point, but I ignored it
Good call.
for you.
Good call. Alright. I would have to get you back.
No, I'm all right.
All right, good, because I really do not want to hear about your problems. Just like finish packing up my stuff and like get ready to start hiking.
Collar just kind of shakes his head and chuckles to himself. Oh boy.
Okay.
Go
ahead.
Sorry. In I guess while we're packing up as well. In Giant, I'm gonna say, hey, Adlith.
Yes.
When you snow.
Would,
Oh, you guys all of a sudden hear this voice again.
would you mind if I borrow one of your arrows?
Oh no.
You'll probably get it back in maybe like the next couple to few days. Are you gonna need it?
I have quite a few of them, so I think it's fine. And she'll hand you
Okay.
one.
Thank you. I appreciate. I promise you'll get it back. I appreciate
you.
it. Thank you.
Of course.
And I'll just put that in my pack for later.
All right. So, what is the plan, everybody?
Well, back on the road, still heading north.
Yeah, I guess that's where water is supposed to be, I guess, or at least that clan is.
Yeah. Adolith will take the lead and head north.
Alrighty. Marching order for this little stint of the journey.
I'm assuming Adlith is probably going to be leading the way, so I'm going to stay on her like white on rice.
Okay,
Just
so
in
I will
case
keep
we
in the
run
back.
into anything.
The rest of you?
Alright.
I'm gonna take.
I will stay in the back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be. I guess not all the way in the back. I'll be like second to last, kind of caboose.
And then I'll be right in front of Redrick.
I'll
Okay.
go somewhere in between.
All right. So we'll call it Adlith Calder, Isaiah, since he's not here, right? Egg, Redrick, Ren, Cassis. Sounds good. Okay. The forest itself, like I said, is cool. And after the first couple hours that you are walking through, you kind of get deeper into the forest where the trees begin to get closer and closer.
Point of
Right.
order: we did make a copy of the words on the statue.
Mm-hmm.
Just like
Sounds good.
wrote it smaller so that we have the whole thing.
Oh, okay, absolutely. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool. So, kind of requiring you to stick closely to Adlith as she's trying to keep you in a northern direction while also weaving through all of these trees. And within the first couple of hours, the coolness of the forest begins to leave, and it becomes like more of a stuffy, as it's getting almost as harder to breathe. The travel, even though you can tell that Adlith is used to this terrain as she is moving at a quickened pace, and some of you, especially Isaiah, might be having a harder time keeping up. Um, and the warmth and the humidity here is kind of almost unbearable for some of you. Um, but Adlith, as we're traveling, go ahead and just give me a perception check.
I guess.
Night.
No, go ahead.
19.
Okay.
10
I guess
plus 9.
I guess I wanted to ask. So, is the humidity due to the area that we're in, or is it because it's getting because the sun's up?
Yeah, it's just getting warmer in the day. The early morning cool fog is now turning into an afternoon humidity and heat kind of thing.
Okay.
A
I guess.
19. Good.
Last thing. I guess while like we're making our way through today, I'd like to keep my eye out for any interesting looking, I guess, like either funguses or like I guess like berry bushes, anything that would be kind of like quick to forage and take as we make our way through.
Sure, give me a perception check.
Use my mushroom dodge for mushrooms. Ooh, that's a nat one. That's
Oof.
Mm.
I didn't feel.
You eat all the poison berries and drop those. Unfortunately, no mushrooms, even though it is sort of a damp area. Adlith is moving quickly, so you're more focused on keeping up with her than you are finding mushrooms at this point. But as you all are traveling, it seems that around you, even though the trees themselves are beginning to get closer and closer together, so are the visible amounts of ruins here. Larger pieces of wall, like almost, I don't want to say full standing structures, but you might see every once in a while as you pass by a full wall of old stone, kind of like with a window where a window might have been placed. Long, kind of broken stone pathways and roads. Atlas is kind of leading you through what almost resembles like the remnants of an old city or a town or something you might be walking. Though the forest itself is beginning to almost, it looks as if it's eating this whole place alive. This vegetation is growing out all of this. You do see very similar statues to one of them, like the ones that you had seen near your campsite, more frequently. Some almost exact replicas of the ones you had passed before. Some in different, kind of different poses. Some with flutes in their mouths. Others like have lyres. It seems like very artistic and well crafted stonework that has lasted as long as it has. But like I said, vines and moss are beginning to um, kind of crawl their way up these statues. Um, but Adlith, one of these statues actually catches your eye for a moment. You see glittering up ahead as you are getting closer to one of these statues. It seems like it was a statue with, it looks like it was playing the flute, right, or some sort of an instrument, as its kind of lips are pursed. But the instrument itself is not in its hands, so it's kind of like holding uh, this kind of pose. No eyes, but you do see carved lips. No other facial features. It does have a hood of over top of his head, but you can see that whoever crafted it crafted some like hair that kind of falls down onto the breasts, and the rest of it is cloaked. It stands on a pedestal itself, but it is you see some glittering gems that kind of are in a set into place around where maybe a necklace would be, and you see some more that are kind of in where a bracelet may be. Um, but yeah, you're the first to notice this, and you kind of slow down and see this. But
Calder hears a very quiet, shiny. And then Adlith picks up the pace again towards that statue directly. And if he, because he's now noticed that her attention is on something, if he looks, he'd see the glittering on one of the statues.
Get a closer look, I guess. So you said it's like actual jewelry on this thing.
From this distance, it looks like the gems would be set in a place where it would be like resembling a necklace or a bracelet. You're probably still about 30 or so feet away before you can just see the sunlight kind of falling through the trees. It just hits it just at the right spot as maybe the leaves are passing over like a ray of sunlight that kind of shine. You all see the glittering now at this point.
As she's walking in that direction now, darling, I don't know if I'd touch that.
Hmm.
It's a little
No, I just wanted to get a closer look. It's very pretty.
yeah, just maybe not too close. It's surprising that as old as this place looks, gems would still be there, don't you think?
That's a good point.
Seems like a warning sign.
Egg, do you have a flute?
Yeah, yes. Wait, why?
Can I see it?
Okay. I guess I'll toss down my pack and rummage through it, and I will pull out this. I'll pull out a pan flute. What is it? I guess pan flute has like
Yeah.
little what is it? It has it's wrapped a couple times in a few different spots. Like a few different spots going down with leather straps. And not on everyone, but on like every third, there's like a different symbol or letter. Fuck, I gotta. I'm sorry. Where the fuck is it? I have this written down. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Wow,
What
you're
is
supposed
it?
to know your character whenever.
Yeah,
this
I
button
know,
comes
right?
up.
On the back of my hand, I know. What is it? And on about like every third, there's a symbol, and at least I guess only to you, Adlith, you know that it's giant. And it spells out going through VUGAI.
What does
So,
this mean?
Mom's name.
Pretty name.
Thank you.
She's gonna give him a smile and then take the flute and go and put it in the statue's hands.
Okay. Like I said, it's about 30 or so feet from you guys now. You going? What are the rest of you doing? I guess I should ask.
I'm gonna take a look around to see if I see anything that might be following us or
Okay.
around the area.
Perception check.
All right, perception. Come
Rest of you?
on.
Have we all noticed
14.
this at this point?
Yeah, it's pretty noticeable since you pointed out and kind of paused and talked to Calder about it.
I mean,
What was your roll?
I rolled a 14.
Okay. You kind of look around at this moment. You don't see anybody. You don't see anything. Kind of quiet. You hear a faint breeze kind of pass through some of the ruins. The leaves kind of scatter against some of the stone.
Bran will try to just get like a general feel for the area. Like, so there's this glittery statue. Like, what is it in a plaza? Is it like out front of a museum? Like,
Okay.
What-
Give me an investigation check. We'll say
okay,
either that or
Is it-
history. It's up to you.
investigation for
Adlith-
sure.
As Adlis approaching, Calder will just stay like 10 feet back.
Okay.
Ready to help her if anything happens.
What'd you roll?
That was an
Remove my pistol.
8.
Okay. You're not sure. It just seems a bunch of like a random,
Yeah.
sporadic kind of stone here and there. So
No, Adlet, just one sec. Let me make one little thing before you do get too close. And I'm gonna send grandfather to go perch on the statue's head,
Mhm.
just to touch it and see if anything happens.
cocks his head at you.
See, now we know it's at least a little bit safe to approach.
Maybe I haven't touched one of the gems.
No, we are not going to do that. That is a
seemed like
bad
a
idea
shame
until
to
we
just
get
leave it.
closer and get a look.
Alright.
Go on ahead now. And seems like you won't be blown up or anything if you go and set that right.
Okay. She runs forward.
Okay, and Calder, you said you're following. Just
Yeah, I'm
about
gonna
10 or
say
so
like 10 feet
behind.
back.
Okay. Atlas, as you run up with the little flute, you try to go to place it, and it's like odd, right? It's it looks like it's made for like a regular flute, and eventually you set it in there, and then when you do, you step back and you're like, huh. And then in the center of its chest, you see this thing glow, symbol glow green, and from the hole in the mouth, a noxious gas begins to erupt from the mouth of this statue. You and Calder need to make me a Constitution save.
Very good.
Sorry, Calder.
I feel like I shouldn't say anything, but I probably would have gone up with him.
I was gonna
Easy
say
roll.
Yeah.
I would. I would
Anyone
have been up there
within
as well
10
to
feet.
get yeah, so I'm gonna roll this one.
I would have stayed back. I'd probably by a Ren.
Yeah, I was just trying to look at the whole general area.
15 for me.
That's cocked.
I also got a 15.
Oh,
18.
I got a 16.
Okay, so you all are okay. You all take 3 points of poison damage as you all and have to quickly back up as the poisonous gas kind of spreads out through the forest. At that moment, the symbol dims.
Now, what did we learn?
What are the
It
odds
doesn't
that
like
it does it
pan
again?
flutes! And she's gonna go take the pan flute out of its hand.
I step back. I step back.
You take it out. You take it out, and nothing actually happens this time.
Maybe-
I thought it would be grateful.
Maybe she's on the right track. It was just the wrong shape.
Entirely possible. Was there an actual like symbol icon that showed up, or was it just like a light?
It was an actual symbol.
I shit you not.
You have a flute.
You have a
don't
flute?
Yeah,
I have a
flute, huh?
flute. I have a flute.
Nice, dude.
I have
Fucking
a
A.
flute. I rolled a 23 on my flute, but I just wanted to show that I had one.
Calder steps back another 5 feet.
Yeah, Adlib will go
Yeah.
up. We'll go up
Yeah,
alone for this
maybe-
one.
Wait. Now,
She'll give Egg back his pan flute, and we'll.
Thank you.
now, if I might suggest, my little bird doesn't breathe, and so stuff like that gas isn't gonna hurt it. I could probably give it the flute if
Okay.
you want.
Okay.
I really hope it doesn't blow up.
I'm keeping where I am, 20 feet back.
Can make sure everybody's
I think
back far,
everyone steps back.
like at least 20 feet back, and then send grandfather in with the flute to try and put it as best he can in the hands.
Okay, he kind of gets to like move it a little bit with his head, get to fit in, and he hops off. Nothing happens. The flute is now in the hands of the statue.
I'm gonna leave it there. It looks better with it.
That's fair enough. It is a mighty fine
Alright.
statue. Did I recognize the symbol though? That started glowing.
Give me a history check. Adlith, you can as well.
Ooh,
Ooh, a whopping 10.
I got a 4.
Neither one of you recognize the symbol.
Are we done playing with the statue?
I mean, are
It's
you
like
ever
such a
really done?
waste.
We already got
Patrick?
paid more than we expected.
I don't think it
I
was
think-
a waste.
I think in this case it's okay to leave that because you already got poisoned once. Do you really want to risk trying to reyank jewels out of that thing?
All right, I get it.
I'm
Leave the
guessing there
gems.
maybe was power in whatever the fuck it did.
That dude's
Didn't seem to
bad.
react the second time.
I was saying the same
Okay.
thing.
take a closer look. I can sometimes like spot traps and stuff. I can try to see if I see any.
Yeah, maybe there's a piece to move or press.
You never know.
Investigation check.
Ooh, that is a 21.
21. How close are you getting?
I will actually get fairly close, but I am being cautious, and I'll just in case.
Okay. So you get closer, trying to be as cautious as possible. You do notice one thing that has changed since the last time. You can see the engraved symbol on the chest of this character here. You also see that the gems are pretty much done. DUN, if you know what that means. They are no longer lifeless. They seem rather dull at this point. Even the ones on the bracelet. They seemed brighter, at least a moment ago. But they seem almost like I don't know if you would call them scuffed emeralds in a way. They don't seem very shiny anymore. They're rather dull.
I think they ran out of juice. They look different, don't they?
Chunks
Not
have
as-
juice in them?
No, I think he might have been right. I think they may have been powering whatever that reaction was.
Oh.
And they seem kind of spent now. They're kind of dull.
Okay,
Can you just
I'll
leave
walk
that?
up there and pull up my thieves' tools and see if we can try to either thieves' tools or tinkerers, whatever. I'll try to jimmy.
Ren's gonna look
one
at
of
your
them
thieves'
out of there.
tools and say, "Do you know what you're doing with those?"
You made a dexterity check.
All right.
Just plain dexterity.
Can I give him advantage by being like, maybe you should try
Sure.
it from this angle?
Not my first rodeo, Ren.
I don't know that.
Breaks it
that with
through, full
advantage?
Natural one. Sure. Two ones. 2 ones.
Ooh, that's a. Oh. Okay, I would take a picture of this real quick
Double nat
because
20.
this is two nat 20s.
Nice.
So, Ren,
I'll
he
post that in
kind
the
of gives
chat.
you that snarky remark, and quickly he's just, while looking at you, dead in the eyes, he's tink, 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 tink. You get about 6 gems, emeralds out of the the necklace, and 5 out of the bracelet stuff. So 11 doll emeralds, which amount to about 15 gold pieces if you were to sell them.
Don't touch the gems. That's dangerous. Ooh.
Well,
Which
now
one of us got
It
gas and
was
which
the
one of us
first
did
time.
not?
they
It's
were
just a little gas.
dangerous.
So what
I mean,
else?
were
I
you
guess-
anywhere near Egg Vault last night? A little bit of gas isn't going to hurt anybody anymore.
Normal.
Trumpet parts, man.
All right,
Deadly.
let's quit playing with big stone dolls. Move on.
Adlith, after you.
Leaves the flute.
Leaves the flute. Gotcha. Okay. So the journey is continued.
By the way, quick point of order: did we like split any of the gold or anything last night?
Everyone has.
Red
want
Not
to?
that I
Has
know
all
of.
the pocket gold.
I mentioned it.
You mentioned
mentioned gold,
your
that's about
gold, I
it.
mentioned mine. I mean,
how
I've
we
got
gonna-
an ingot, so we can't split that
Yeah,
yet.
I
Yeah,
mean,
listen,
we'll
how
have
are
to
we
We can
gonna
split that
always
in a
we can
can or
always
something.
split it after.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So no need to do that. Do the math right now. As long as someone wrote it down, whatever I'm telling you, the amounts.
It's about 2
Yeah, I
gold and
got it.
5 silver apiece.
Anyway, you continue on, and eventually, within an hour or so, the ruins begin to become more and more sparse. Even though they, like before, they were getting more and more frequent. It seems you are moving out of this specific area, and into more of an open glade. The trees themselves begin to part. The long, reeds and grasses and thorn bushes begin to diminish a little bit, and it's beginning to come into very tall green grass that kind of reaches up and brushes your ankle as you're walking through it. Very open spaces now. Big canopy. The canopies itself is beginning to open up, and the sun itself is beating down on all of you. Those of you that are wearing pretty heavy armor begin to sweat underneath it. But it is very beautiful here at this time of at least time of the year. And compared to what you have been traveling through, This is rather easy for the majority of you. Atlas seems to be taking your time, enjoying some things that she sees here and there, but you continue to head north.
She's picking flowers as they walk.
Have, have you seen any sign of other people as we've been going? Maybe small feet.
Has she?
Go ahead and roll me a perception check, Isaiah and Adlet.
10 plus 9, 19.
14 minus 1, 13.
Two very
Um,
different perception modifiers.
No human traffic. You don't see any boot prints or anything like that. You do see prints of what seem like hoof prints from different type of wildlife. What eventually, as you're kind of traveling through this glade here, you do notice you do come upon what look to be horse hooves leading in a northern direction. What seems to be one set of horse hooves tracks. Also, what you would assume might be deer or like some smaller hoof prints, but you're following some sort of a trail, and you, Adlith, are the first one to notice that. So,
Could she guess these are probably centaur and satyr tracks?
give me a nature check.
12.
It's hard to tell. Really, to get a distinct difference if it's like I said, a deer or a centaur or a satyr.
Okay.
They're, but kind of hard to distinguish.
Are they
She's-
shod?
They seem rather fresh, and this is in this area. Go ahead.
I meant the horse-looking tracks. Do they
Oh,
look
right.
like they have horseshoes?
Right. No.
Okay.
Could I
Um,
try to look for mushrooms again?
Perception check.
Okay. I am adamant.
Can't.
Ooh, that's better. Boy, 7. That's 16 total.
Yeah. So as they're kind of stopping and investigating these tracks in the mud here, you see next to one really, really large oak, I would say a pod of some very large looking mushrooms. And the biggest one, the cap on it is probably about this round. And it kind of sprouts out all these other little ones.
Nice. Okay, and I'll go and carefully just kind of cut them at the base.
Okay.
And
Pluck these flowers, the mushrooms.
hey, original flowers, but okay. Cool. I got.
Can I look towards like the tree tops because that's where they said that those weird half-living gnome things are supposed to live or hop around?
Sure. Give me a perception check.
Okay, come on, give me more 20s. I like that. Ball sack. That's a 4.
You don't see anything. A bird flies off in the distance out of one of the treetops.
Yeah, if the group's good to keep going, Adlith will keep following the trail.
Okay. All right. Anyone else want to do anything here?
Ready to
Rolling
move
at-
on.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You continue to follow the trail through this glade here for about another half hour to an hour or so. Those with higher passive perceptions, you hear something in the distance. What sounds like a melody. Almost like an instrument's being played. Little ways in the distance.
It's the statue.
Yeah, ahead and behind of us.
It's ahead of you.
Okay.
Kind of into this tree line that you all are now kind of looking at.
I have my pistol out and just not threatening, just out.
Do we see anything from that direction?
Give me a perception check.
Can I look as
I'm
well?
hopping on.
Okay.
I'm hopping on that. Oh, better.
Decent.
That's better. 16.
30 20.
27.
27.
Jesus.
I rolled.
He zooms in.
Well, Everyone does not notice. No, Adlith, you are the only one that notices this. But right on the edge of the tree line, you see a figure. Looks like who's standing in the canopy, leaning up against the large trunk of the tree, playing the flute, a flute. What looks like, but it's still off, probably about 50 or so feet. You can just make out what looks to be a smaller humanoid figure in the treetops.
So Calder would probably notice the most. Atlas kind of like scanning the over, and it locks on to one specific location, and she starts walking in that direction.
Pick up my pace and stay on her.
The
Try
rest
and
of you?
follow her eye line, see if I can see what she's looking at.
I'll follow.
Guess we're
Yeah,
going this
same.
way now.
Cautiously with gun in hand.
Mhm.
Yeah. Bow and arrow just hanging loosely.
Follow, smelling my newfound mushrooms.
Okay, so Adlith quickly picks up the pace, and you can see that her eyes are trained on the tree line and sort of towards the canopy. And as you get closer, about 30 feet or so, you all see this same figure, kind of leaning up against the trunk of the tree, playing the flute. It's hard to make out. He's sort of in shadow, like if you would look into an open, bright field into like the edge of a forest, it gets darker, right? It's kind of hard to make out what this individual looks like.
Dark vision.
There you go. within 15 feet, Adlith, you're trying to get as close as possible, and all of a sudden you hear snap. You look down. I need everyone to make me a dexterity saving.
Ooh.
Boy.
Save. Okay.
I like this pink dice.
Oh,
Oh my
I said
god.
18.
Is this an effect that I can see?
No, you
Okay.
cannot see it.
Then I do not have
19.
advantage.
18, 19,
21.
3. I like it.
16.
Okay.
14.
Okay. Egg.
Oh, 16.
Ren.
21.
Okay.
What unfortunate fate has befallen me today?
What actually happens is that from underneath Adla's foot, she steps on something, what looks like a large broken branch, and as it snaps, from underneath all of you, you feel something moving quickly, and the rest of you all jump out of the way as you see from underneath you a very large net that would have probably housed all of you if it would have caught you, and it slams closed, and it goes. You hear and see a very, very large rope going straight up into the sky and towards the forest. Everyone else, except for Calder, you see Calder swept up and traveling in the air about 10 or so feet towards the forest, and then as it gets to the tree line, you see it boom, hanging, and it just Calder hanging there.
I laugh.
Could I try to shoot the rope?
Before you do,
Okay.
you hear from inside the forest, the flute has now stopped, and he says, "Well, that is unfortunate."
Do I
You see him.
see?
Well, you don't see anything. You're swinging. The rest of you see the figure kind of jump down, land at the forest floor. Simonius, we have a problem. And all of a sudden,
The only
all of you
problem
hear-
is I can't see shit.
Calder, you're the first to hear this, but the rest of you pick this up. Here. And then from more of your northern direction, you see bursting through the tree line. This massive centaur. He is clad in a gleaming golden helmet with these horns that rise up probably 3 feet over his head in this beautiful silver breastplate. He's carrying a massive lance as he twirls it over his head and says something in Sylvan, which you recognize, Adlith, halt or die, and he begins to charge it.
Adlith goes like this and looks to the group and just says,
raise my pistol. I don't shoot, but I just point it at him, ready, just
Hey, no.
waiting for him to do something.
Put that thing down. Everybody just calm the fuck down.
Egg
He said
looks at-
hold or die.
Wait, what did he say?
Hold or die. Put your hands up.
I keep the gun in my hand, but I put my hands up.
The claw comes out, but my hands are up.
Egg looks at the small person, looks at the giant thing, looks at the small person, look just kind of like, what's going on?
Yeah, so as this figure gets closer and closer, it stands probably 8 feet or so taller than the rest of you, or not than the rest of you, but that tall. And it doesn't look like it's stopping. It begins to put its lance down in front of it, and as it charges, what do you guys do? It's
I mean,
40.
Isaiah will step in front of everybody else and just
40.
head there.
I'm gonna move out of the way.
I'm gonna
I
move,
think.
keep my hands up, and move out of the way
wait,
from where
wait.
it's charging.
Well, wait, Isaiah, you said that you're stepping in front of everybody?
Yes.
I am. What is it? I'm gonna step right up next to you, and I'm gonna kind of like clasp like my left arm like around you, and just sort of like make sort of like an extension of like a wall, and sort of like puff my chest out, and just like ready for impact.
And
Can I,
Adlet,
like-
they deer and headlights behind
Can I
them.
maneuver around in the net and like get a look down below?
Sure,
this
give me a perception check.
Giant ass dude.
I'm gonna try something. I'm not aiming at him. I'm aiming in
Well-
front of him. Since it's a loud noise, it tends to scare everyone. I'm gonna fire once in front of the ground, in front of him, to try to maybe stop him.
Yeah. 11.
You're still kind of in motion at this point, and trying to work your way out of this net that's hanging. You cannot get a good. Well, what you do see is when you look down, the creature that was there before is no longer. You don't see the smaller creature that hopped out of the trees. But anyway, as you all, Isaiah and Egg, kind of prepare for impact on this thing, you hear from behind you, crack! As the shot's fired, and you can see it lands probably 5 or so feet in front of this thing. Poof! You see the dust kind of erupt in front of it, and it rears up. And you can see this is a very muscular and meaty-looking centaur, and it.
No.
And
No.
and it says in Sylvan, "Inumata," which means then it's death, and he begins to charge.
He
And
started
I'm gonna
it!
have you all
See,
Oh
go end the session there.
I killed
I
everybody.
told you! Put it away!
We would have been fine.
It
I was
scares
just gonna
everyone.
yell at it to make it stop. Damn.
Oh, damn
Can
it.
Adlet try and peek out behind the others, and she says in Sylvan, "We're sorry. We don't mean no harm."
Save it for next session. That's where we're gonna end.
I was trying to get
Oh,
like just a
boy.
look at him. I was gonna try and like command him to stop. Fuck.
Oh man.
The thing I was holding for when he got like close enough, but we'll have to see if I can move fast enough next time.
I just,
Yeah, so
I,
he's probably about 30 or so feet away from all of you at this point. Yeah.
I just want to state that one of the cantrips I thought about picking was create bonfire, and I was like, nah, I'll get it later. I should have got it. It would have been so clutch.
Alrighty, everybody.
man.
Alrighty.
That is
Well,
the end of
okay.
our session.
That's
tonight.
one
So
way to
That's
end the
all.
session.
That's
Alder
my
in a tree.
bad. I'll take that. That's my bad.
We may have just made enemies of the people we need to lead us to the pool.
Yep.
Will this be a TPK? Find out next time.
Oh jeez.
Find out next week on Wednesday.
You all
At
do
the very least,
level up
Calder
as
will
well.
survive till dinner. Nice.
Right before
You are-
combat, which is great. I love.
You are
I
gracious
Some
love
really
God.
cool
all of your-
stuff.
Out of all your level 3 stuff, as you,
Oh my god, I'm so
This
excited.
is him
Does that
saying,
mean we
good
get to,
luck
like,
with
do
this
prepared
combat.
spells and stuff, or
Maybe you'll have a
Yeah.
chance.
No, you'll all have your level 3 stuff.
You are gracious God.
Oh,
Alright.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I have to
big
be
decisions.
Should we roll
We'll
we
get
roll
to
for
it.
HP on stream?
We'll get
You
to it.
can.
Oh yeah, let's do
Oh,
it.
yeah.
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 I'm sure a lot of you are going to have to get with me since level 3 is a very big level.
Yeah.
For the majority of you. So.
No
Okay. Do
fucking
better
way.
than last time.
Oh
Do
no!
better than last
Alright,
time.
hold on,
Roll a
hold on.
one.
Hold on. We'll go through it individually here. So when Isaiah, what did you roll for your HP?
I haven't yet. Do better than last time.
Blood for the blood gods.
Yeah.
It's slightly better than last time. I got
So
3.
good.
3. If you roll a 1 on your die, you can re-roll it. As well.
Thank you. 'Cause I
Corn
just
for the
got a one.
cornflakes.
All right. Go ahead and roll, Redrick. Whatever you
Alright.
got.
I have a 5 plus 2 for 7.
Mm-hmm. Castus.
I rolled a 7 plus 1. That's 8.
Woo. Adlith.
I rolled a 10 again.
Nice.
Nice.
A beefy ranger.
Beefy Ranger is right.
Egg.
Don't fuck me. Hey, that's a 7 total.
All right.
Decent.
Cool.
I rolled a 10.
Nice.
Oh.
Very cool.
Nice.
Ren, roll it live.
All right, everybody, wish 8.
Okay, we'll
Think
do
8.
it live.
Give me 8.
One.
Eight.
1.
I swear to God, if it's a 1. It's a fucking 1. Fuck you.
Reroll it.
8. 8. Think 8 this time.
Eight.
Oh, that's a 7. All right,
There
I'll
you
take it.
go.
Well,
That works.
That's 1, so it is 8.
There you go. All right, everybody. Did we get any new followers or anything like that, Gordon?
We did not during the stream.
Okay. Well, everyone, thank you for watching.
Thanks for
Make
tuning
sure
in.
to follow us on our Instagram, YouTube, Twitter page. We post a lot of cool character background stuff and art. and stuff
Yeah,
on
just
there.
posted the Isaiah one. Check it out. This
Mhm.
playlist is awesome. I've got a sneak peek of it.
Everyone has their own special little playlist that you can listen to, kind of get an idea of how they feel about their character. But it was fun, and we hope to see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
See you
bye,
guys
guys.
this week.